Let's see. Get home here. Yeah, the live, oh, wait. Yeah, I guess I'm somewhat in frame. Let me know if anybody can hear me. We pop out the chat. Boop, 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 boop. It's all good. Put that over there. Button up the shirt. Just had some food. Sorry I'm a little late, people. That was a quick actual dinner I made. I should make like a quick dinner segment, you know? I can cook. I'm okay at cooking. Made a steak. Get the steak on sale, guys. Welcome, Bow Betters. Learn how to cook steak right here. Check out Sam the Cooking Guy. Buy your shit on sale. Don't buy at full price. At full price. When it's $5.99, $6.99 a pound for the New York strip or the porterhouse, you kill it. You buy a bunch. You even buy some to freeze. You know, that's when you buy the steak. And you can have steak all the time. I actually prefer it fresh. I don't like it frozen to refrozen. Don't enjoy that. It's not my style. I actually prefer it fresh. And I eat mine. How do you guys eat your steak? You gotta eat it bloody rare if you're in an MMA. Or not, you can eat it well done. I'm gonna cook that motherfucker well done. Not me, I don't do it well done, but in MMA, you could beat somebody up raw, or you could just beat them up well done. You done them, do them up. You know, I think some people are gonna get done up tomorrow. We're gonna see some of that. You know, Volkanovski could do up, you know, the well done for, you know, hang around. Someone's gonna get beat up for like 5 rounds. You know, that's not raw, that's well done. Hopefully, Gilbert gets beat up raw. Hopefully he doesn't last too long in there. That's the fight that I'd like to Gilbert Burns to end quickly, as well as a few others. You know, I might be jumping on a few more different props. I'm going to try to keep it tight this weekend. I did keep it tight last event, and I still lost. I mean, because I was around, I focused and I went heavy on a couple people, but I did keep it tight. I didn't have a lot of bets, right? So I might keep the bets where they're at, but I think there's some dogs to chase here. You know, I think, you know, Daniel Santos, if you're on that side, he's a live dog. I'm not going to hate you if you're on Mickey Gall. You know, Michael Malott looks pretty damn decent, but he's sort of an up-and-comer. They're at the same level. They fight very similarly. Darian Weeks is no joke. That dude, you know, I mean, that dude is a big, strong guy. He doesn't have great movement, but he's just so strong. Has his own grappling background and is just damn strong. Same with this dude, another Josh Fremd, another strong guy, live dog. I'm already on Aspen Ladd. You know, it is what it is. I'm on Aspen Ladd. She's live for it. Wow, Oleski Olenek dropped. Wow, more people are back on Jared Vendetta. Interesting. I think that's okay. You know, that's an even money bout. Piera Rodriguez is zoomed up a little bit. She was actually higher earlier in the week. So money's coming back in on her after the missed weight cut by Kay Hansen. Mark Madsen that number has been staying. He was a dog just a moment ago. So that number has been flipping as well. If anybody else is in here and wants to let me know if the volume is okay, I'd appreciate it. You know, let me know. It's just me for now. But we'll be out here for a bit. We got some beers to drink. We're going to be here late night. I won't fall asleep right away. Anyways, I'll be watching. Well, actually, I watched most of the shit I wanted to watch. Mackenzie Dern, Tisha Torres, live dog. She was actually the favorite 2 weeks ago, and Mackenzie Dern was a dog. I got Dern on that even money before she was a favorite. I also took Dern by submission. Kamzat number went up a little bit. That Kamzat TKO number that everyone's playing, that I got at plus 165, even plus 180, and then I doubled down at one. It's down to plus 120. I'd anticipate that being even money or just slight plus money by tomorrow. Let's see how Vegas feels about that, because I think a lot of sharps, a lot of people are playing that. Thus, the numbers come down quite a bit. Peter Yan, Aljamain Sterling. Peter Yan's number increased a little bit. I think people are very confident in Peter Yan. It's been going up and down, but him at minus 480 is been in that range. And then Chang Sang Jung has stayed at that plus 500. I thought it would go up a little bit today. I thought more people that Vegas would increase that line because of Volkanovski being such a favorite. I really did anticipate Chang Sang Jung to be even a bigger underdog, and I thought Volkanovski would be in that minus 800. I mean, it is close, minus 770, but like over minus 800. And I think tomorrow we're going to see some surging. Like, right, a lot of people place a lot of their big bets, a lot of the casuals, as well as like some big money players that place it on the day of. They're not looking for line movement. They don't really give a shit. They're placing big fucking bets. And I think we'll see some of those lines still increase. And we'll still see some line movement tomorrow. Not necessarily on the props. What is Olenek by sub? And Olenek round one, which a lot of people think, because he's good for round one. Yeah, the sub line is plus. It went down. It stayed at plus 160. And what is the round one? It doesn't give me a round number. Yay, what's up, Asphalt? Damn, there's no round props. You got to be fucking kidding me, bro. No, there's a round prop. Olenek round one is plus 275. Risky. And him round 1 and 2 is plus 145. You're just better off sticking with him by that sub prop, or even a money line bet. So I think there's a lot of betting opportunities on this card. I think there's a lot. I think a lot of live dogs. I think you can fade some of these favorites. You have to pick and choose and be smart on what you're wagering. I think this is a better betting card than next week's betting card. I think next week is not a very good well to drink from, betting wise. I think. What's up, Sir 5? We're just chilling out. We're going to discuss what we want. Yeah, I'd agree with you. You know what it is, Asphalt, is Vegas is on to us, right? Like, sometimes you're getting better odds in the live betting, right? Because they don't have the time to make adjustments onto the number. So being a live bettor, whether you're on the phone or in the casino, sometimes it's to more advantage than even these prop lines, right? Because I mentioned this before, look at North Carolina and the NCAAs, look at some fighters. Like, I anticipate, that's what I'm hoping, for example, with Aljamain Sterling and Peter Yan. I'm not going to bet that until it's live. And yeah, well, not just the Paul Craig sub. There are a lot of those lines where they don't know what they're doing. Right? And when they give you that, but that, like Peter Yan, I bet he's, after that first round, man, that minus 480, if you're on the Yan side and you want to parlay him even, I bet after that first round, he's going to drop a little bit. Aljo is going to come out steaming. He might look pretty good like he did last time, and that Yan number might drop. Same with Alexander Volkanovski. Chan Sang Jung might look really good that first round. So if you're on Volk heavily, that's a time where I think, is to capitalize. With Kamzat, I'm hoping that shit ends fast, but same with Ian Gary. If you're on his side and you want to bet him and you want to bet the money line, I'd wait till it's live and then see how it flips. Same could be said of Julio Arce and Daniel Santos. Like Daniel Santos, from what I've seen on the footage, he's going to come out hot. He's aggressive. Yeah, he turns it up. That's not to say that he starts slow, but if you're on the live betting, I think sometimes you're able to capitalize with some better odds because Vegas and the odds makers, they have it computerized. They don't have time to react and then approve live odds like at plus 285, and then in 2 seconds later it fucking drops down to like plus 100, right? Like you have to grab it when that plus 285 is available, right? It's there for a moment, and you got to hit bet. You know, if you have a feeling, you got to hit bet. Sir5 says he thinks Sterling cardio will be better this time around. I mean, let's see. You know, let's see. We don't know. Like, let's see how his operation turned out. Let's see how his. I mean, he trains with some really good guys. I mean, with Mirashov and really good guys, and he's a wrestler himself. But he's been busy with the media, and we know how good, you know, Peter Yan's cardio is right now. I mean, the dude was training fantastically, really hard. So I think there's more of a question mark on Sterling, and it's not necessarily his cardio. It is part of his cardio, because his cardio did fail him a little bit. I think this time Yan is going to come in there with a little bit more malintention. And I know Sterling is a tough guy to finish. He did knock down Aljo a couple times last time, but he didn't finish him. And I don't think he was able to finish him. I don't know if he was going to get the finish there. It was near there. It could have happened, but Aljo is spry, man. Aljo is a very good defensive, very good fight IQ, very smart guy. I think very durable, but let's see what how this surgery turns out. I think if you're going to bet on that fight, I think you might get better odds utilizing just Yan on the money line when you get some live betting in, right? Just if you want to parlay him at that point live, or if you could stack, get him at a dog number. I think even as the fight goes later, I'm going to still favor Yan. Even if he loses 2 rounds, even if he loses 3 rounds, I think he, will eventually outpace and maybe even finish Aljo later, or really hurt him and make a big difference point-wise. Like he's going to make a big statement. So it's interesting, and I'm glad that's why they don't have live betting, live judging, but it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be this is a good betting card. I mean, even though there's some big numbers, and we have the big 3 there, or the big 4, because you could add Ian Gary to that big 4 number. And one of the big 3 here, just so you know, like on the big 3, like I'm not betting Peter Yan necessarily by finish, but if you bet, I mean, you don't have to take Khamzat Chimaev by the TKO. You could just take him by the finish, right? You could parlay that finish prop, and I'm confident in that finish prop. I hope. We'll see. I think he is gonna get that finish. Oh shit, I'm spitting. Okay, so minus 225 finish. That's still a decent. I've done that with the other Russian last time, but you take him to Volkanovski. He doesn't. I don't think he finishes. But a lot of people hope that he finishes. But like with him, like another favorite, like Ian Gary to finish, which is still close to plus money. It's at like minus 110. Yeah, minus 110. Just those 2 bets will get you to plus 177. And at this point, that's actually a better bet than betting the big 3, right? You take Gary to finish, and I know Weeks is a live dog, but just those 2 bets. If you're looking at something to parlay, those dudes by finish. Although you could take Weeks just on the money line, Ian Gary on the money line, and yeah, he didn't perform so well in his opening, but you're very MMA asphalt exactly. I'm nervous too, and I did a max bet. I put 50 on it. I'm not as confident as that, but I went above and beyond my max bet. I did full $100 on Khamzat via TKO. So my balls are already on the floor, right? They're on the chopping block with that, right? So, it's stupid to me because I didn't, I'm thinking of it. I'm still close to Lad by a full unit. I'm on a couple other dogs for a full unit. I'm with, wait, did he get dropped? No, he did not get dropped. Where is that fight? Where did it get dropped? Wow, did that fight it got dropped? Wow. Rosenstruck, and what happened to Rosenstruck and And this fat motherfucker. Yeah, it's gone. Tiberia, yeah, Tiberia Rosenstruck is gone. I don't see it on the board right now. That is not good. Oh my God. Man, yeah, I saw. Well, at least I'll get that money back and I'll be able to reinvest. That's going to be interesting. Oh my goodness, that means I'm going to probably jump on Aspen Ladd a little bit more, or Mark Madsen on the money line. Yeah, they can't find a replacement at this time. I mean, Tiberia, didn't he weigh in? Oh, by the way, I have one of these Yeti beer coolers, which seem awesome. They're great in the summertime for keeping your beer cold, but they're annoying. Your lip gets all weird. You don't know when your beer's done because it's so heavy. So it always feels like there's beer in there. But these are great, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend them. They keep your beer okay. You know, yeah, I guess if you're on a boat, yeah, I think they're all right. I mean, get them on sale. I think my girl gave me this one. Put the skate sticker on there, skate Yeti. But yeah, the Yeti cooler, rather than the other cozy, this is the canned cozy from Yeti. Oh yeah, the Yeti mug, and if you got that Yeti cooler, their lunch cooler, even though it's like $300, that thing is dope. That thing is awesome. My boss had it. Keeps everything good. They have a great guarantee. If something goes wrong with it, they'll fix it, or they'll send a new one out to him, was what they did. But yeah, again, guys, I think this card, a lot better opportunities, because if you look at the next card coming up, man, some of the odds on these guys, like you're going to bet minus 420 on Drakkar Close. Hell no. Minus 400 on Myra Buena Souza. Take that shit somewhere else. Minus 335 on Penia Kenzad. And yeah, and I know we're betting the fights, right? We're betting the matchups. But still, we're also betting the fighters. Minus 375 on Pat Sabatini. Get the hell out of here. Are you kidding me? You don't want to bet. You don't want to parlay these people. You're going to put parlay Martin Boudet. Sure, at minus 225. I'd rather take the Kung Fu Panda at plus 170 just for a fucking flyer. I mean, even Hateng at minus 195. Trust me, you're better off taking Tisha Torres or Mackenzie Byrne, Vince Purcell or Marco Madsen, Piera Rodriguez or any of the lines here that present themselves are better. You know, Raquel Pennington is a better minus 200 than Halia Alateng, or better than Martin Boudet at minus 225, or Devin Clark at minus 167. If you're inclined to bet that way, like her number is corresponds to both her skill as well as her competitor. You know, so yeah, exactly. Well, whack fighters with whack those kinds of numbers with bad fighters. Right, what I'm doing is I'm already adding Vicente Luque at minus 167 on the money line with Khamzat Chimaev by finish, for example. I'm taking that I'm doing that two-leg parlay, right? I'm taking that minus 225, you know, not the Ian Gary by finish. You could take that one out and just do Vicente Luque, and we're going to get to plus money, I think, on the money line, or very close to it. Let's see. We're going to get very close to it. And I'm going to do that. And that might be my main bet. Yeah, plus one. I'm going to hammer that. I'm going to go full unit. I'm going to do 100 on that. And that might, be one of my main bets, or I might do more. 100 to win 132. I'm on it. I'm on it. Chimaev's by finish with Vicente Luque on the money line. Vicente Luque is on the money line is the best bet. Like you're even though he's fighting Bilal Muhammad, who's from Chicago, works hard, smart guy, very dangerous. But Luque's already defeated him, right? So you're going to tell me you're going to put money on Drakkar Close? You're going to put or Rafa Garcia or Devin Clark at minus 167? Who would you take? Devin Clark at minus 167 against William Knight, or Vicente Luque at minus 167 of Bilal Muhammad? I will take Vicente Luque all day. might jump on William Knight because I know William Knight could knock the shit out of Devin Clark in that first round. In that first round, Devin Clark's going to be he's going to be a sitting duck, you know, because he's not going to be able to take Knight down immediately, and he's going to get hit. And so, yeah, I heard of that, Asphalt, that there are books offering specials on like the big three. So, you know, it's cool. I mean, if you could get close to that, I just think that, as always, guys, especially with the parlays, I'm always going to be able to find you a better spot. You know, like I don't see any value. I would say live, you know, like grab Chimaev, or if you can, grab Chimaev on the money line, or if you're inclined to do that, right? Or by finish, right? Grab him by finish, Chimaev by finish, right? And then Peter Yan Aljo, grab Peter Yan when it's live, and hopefully you get a better number than that minus 480. And then I don't know, you can't do much with Volk because you can't, you know. I mean, minus 165 for a 3-leg parlay, I don't do that, bro. I don't care how big that number is. And yeah, you know, if you put like 1,000 to 10, or if you had 10 grand, if you have 10 grand, you make 6 grand. That's not bad. You know, even 5 grand. 5 grand, that's a good bet. 5 grand to make 3, not bad. You know, my scale of betting, you know, max that I could do on that is like 200. 200 to make 122 doesn't make any sense to me. You know, I'm not going to do that. For me, I'm not going to do it. Like, it just doesn't, you know, I could throw that 200. I'd rather throw that 200 totally on just Kamzat by TKO. You know, I've already got 100 on it. You know, I'd rather throw another 100 on Kamzat by TKO and then split that and risk Ian Gary by finish. I know a lot of people are on Michael Malott by finish. That's plus money. My buddy Joey is on Alexander Volkanovski by finish, which is a decent number, right? Him by finish. No, it's only plus 140. Dude, I got. Yeah, you could do the over-unders. Well, I'm sorry. I got notifications when I go live. I set the phone. You guys at least can hear me this time. But, yeah, Joey, you said that, like, look at Volkanovski's only plus 140 by finish. You know, you could get Olenek by submission at a better number. You know, I think in this card, rather than over-unders, if you're interested in parlaying prop bets, I think you parlay the method props. Like, even though, you know, Michael Malott's by finish is already plus 115, you know, so I'm not going to prop that out, but you add that to Geary by finish, you know, like, or someone else by decision. You know what I mean? I think the totals and the over-unders are going to be difficult in this particular bout, or in this particular card. So just say Michael Malott, Geary by finish. That's just 2 bets. You're already at plus 311, guys. Plus 311, right? We're at plus 311. Who else possibly could finish? Or not to go that's minus 455 and Jared Vandera and Aleski Ornak. Who's another? Yeah, the over-under. Yeah, you know, you're right. In the Yan and Volk fights, you're close to even money. Like, but rather than the over-unders, chase the yes to go the distance, not to go the distance. It's even money, basically, in Aljo and Peter Yan. You're at even money. Don't grab that plus money. Yeah, Olenek could win a decision, too. It could be rough. But don't chase the over-unders when you're offered, you know, yeah, you're going to get a little plus money, but you're getting basically even money for the yes to go the distance or not to go the distance in Aljo. And same with Volkanovski and Chen Zhang. No, they expect it to be, they're a little bit sided more on yes to go the distance. You know, not to go the distance is plus 115. But yeah, so there are some spots there. I think rather than, like, a lot of people, like, for example, is to fade the over-unders on the 1.5s, you know, or to place it on the 1.5s. A lot of these fights are over under 1.5. Asphalt says that he got Frem, doesn't go the distance, and Hansen goes the distance for plus money today. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good, I actually, though, here, MMA Asphalt, I would like, and I still might, Rodriguez Pieta, even though she didn't finish some women, and Hansen's pretty tough, I think there's some setups here. The Pieta, they like Pieta Rodriguez for some reason. I like that finish prop line at plus 375. And I know it's a women's bout, which always go to decision, but I'd rather throw some lunch money, or, a little, not quite dinner money, but a little gas money on that, rather than something else. Yeah, well, I think we're going to see some finishes, and they want finishes on these pay-per-view cards, especially with the way they set it up with these particular bouts. Like, Friend and Hernandez are finishers. Like, they're finishers. They've only gone, like, between the two, there's only been like 4 fights that they haven't gone the distance. They've gone the distance. Ian Gary, Darren Weeks, finishers. Mickey Gall, Michael Malott, finishers. This guy Daniel Santos, finisher. And Julio Arce has been finished as well as being a finisher, right? Aspen Ladd, Raquel Pennington, the decision prop there is probably solid. Although I think Aspen Ladd could finish via TKO or a submission or ground and pound. Vince Pichel, Marco Madsen. Pichel's more of a finisher. Marco Madsen's not a finisher. I know he finished a lot of cans on the... MMA Asphalt mentioned he got 25 on it on Rodriguez in that finish. Yeah, I think that's a good bet, man. I'm gonna roll with you on that. I've talked to Joey about that earlier in the week. I was scared to do it because, Hansen could have been, the sub there, the sub on Hansen. And I heard that a lot of people have a bad feeling of this Kay Hansen with the OnlyFans, which I still am okay with. But people feel a certain way about, she has these implied nudes or whatever. I got to go check it out. I don't know why I don't get into it. I just never not that style. But other finishers, Kamzat, finisher, right? Well, hey, Leon Nestag, what's up, brother? Haven't heard from you for a while. I've seen you out there, man. I hope you're making some good money. And then Volkanovski has been a perpetual decision guy, but Chang Sang Jung is a finisher, right? Bruce Bob Trotter saying, put that gambling money in an S&P 500. Do your future self a favor, bro. I agree, Bruce. Especially if we had more money. I think, but you're correct. Because if Bruce got a good point. Like, if you could afford, let's just say you're betting $500 a month. He's correct. You could put that into a monthly recurring mutual fund, right? Or not even $500 a month. I mean, we're betting $500 a month. Let's say we're betting more than that. So like, how many events? There've been a lot of events. Let's say if you do have that extra, let's say $1,000 a month. Like, we're gambling in that range, right? When there are all these bouts, think of all the money that you are investing, even in your little $10, $20 bets, even if you're at the $15, $5 range, and you're placing a lot of parlays. Bruce makes a good point, right? There is a risk to reward where if you invested that into some other form of money, right? That's why it was great that I bought a gift last time for my girl. I bought some other things that I needed for myself with my winnings. I didn't buy the computer, but just bought things because I know I was going to gamble it again. You're better off possibly sometimes making more money or breaking even, right? Or just making more money and having it, right? I'm about even, and I've mentioned that for the year. So Bruce, some people do a lot better. Bruce, we have a friend of ours that's doing very well during this, but we're going to see. But it is, Bruce, you're right. You are giving, Bruce Bob Trotter definitely gives good advice. I think if you're making money and you're banking money, especially like our friend is, to put some of that away, put it into some form of tax annuity, an insurance annuity plan, buy some Bitcoin, put it in the S&P 500. Yes, stacking some of that money away, that winning away is great, or investing it or turning it into things that you can buy that you need. I agree completely, right? Because Bruce, right, all the stress and all the time that I've been doing this, I'm about even for the past 3 years. And that's actually risking and wagering. And not necessarily because I've also, took my winnings for, rent here and there. I got to come with the Sterling chain. I don't know if they'll let me bring this in to the casino. That'd be funny. I'll try it. We'll see. This thing is very uncomfortable, though. Very uncomfortable. Pichel's, Nestag says that Pichel's the best bet on the card. Madsen can't go for more than 5 minutes. And I think that's because the wrestling, and he does gas. But, Leon, they say that the dude was off the charts, like when he went with his conditioning, and he's such a good wrestler. But he did gas. He did slow down even against Clay Guida. And, he's at a good line. Vic Pichel is a bad dude. That he's a tough guy. But the other thing about Pichel is that he always gets controlled. I had a steak just now. I just cooked myself a steak, Jojo. I was telling the people here, or when no one was here, then I got off work and I cooked myself a steak very quickly, that I should do some cooking, cooking show as well as other things that, teach these guys, like, get your steak on sale. If you see the New York strip at $5.99, $6.99, you should, that's when you buy the steak. You could eat steak all the time. Just try to find a place where it has it on sale. Look at the ads. Look at the online ads at your local stores. We're here in Chicago. We have the advantage of having multiple grocery store chains, right? So you could look if, Tony's has the steak on sale, or if Jewel has the steak on sale. You want to go to Whole Foods, they got one, and you're always rarely on sale there, but, or Mariano's has it on sale. One of the places is always going to have like steak or something else on sale. So today I mixed it up with some onions. I took actually I mixed a combination of onions, mushrooms, garlic, and I threw a jalapeno in there. So I threw the jalapeno in there, and with a lot of butter and oil, and sauteed that all up and set that to the side to cook my steak. I buy this like Mariano's organic instant rice, which is pretty awesome. And what did Asphalt do? Asphalt said he's putting money away for a flight to his brother's graduation in June. Wow, $1,400 for a ticket, and he's halfway there. You're 100% right about take your winnings. For the shit you enjoy. If you can afford it, yeah. Takes, because, this guy, Bruce Bobtrotter is correct. We are spending a lot of money in our betting. Do not think, and do not, we take it for granted because, like, you're winning 20 back. You're winning 100, winning 100 back. You're winning up 500. Next thing you know, you're betting another 200, right? Like, so you're betting. We're playing with a lot more money than a lot of people suppose. Even if you're at the micro level, if you're at the micro level and during an event you place a multiple crazy parlays, you got like 30 different bets at like $5 a bet. You're still $150 for the event, right? We got 4 events or 6 events in a month. You're already at $700 for the month, more in what you're wagering, if not more when you win, and if you win, bet more, right? So the scale is important how we're betting, and I think that's what hurt me last week is that I increased the scale of my money line. I made that mistake of going from, all right, hey, like I could be burned this week. Like I went above, like on Khamzat Chimaev, my maximum on a prop bet is normally like $50, and I went higher, right? I went higher, and I could be burned because of it. So we have to normally stay consistent, but at the same time, I'm getting a little greedy or starting to chase a little bit. You feel confident about something, and I feel somewhat justified now that the number has dropped. I got it at plus 180, then plus 160, and then I bought some more at plus 125, and now it's at plus 120. So I feel somewhat vindicated, but it's still a big risk, right? So that's the other thing. We can't, I have a friend that he got Ian Gary at minus 200 in a parlay, and then he had Khamzat at minus 400, and then Jan at minus 300 with Volkanovski at minus 400. So, Leon Nestag, the only guy Khamzat will burn is Burns. I think that we're sort of disrespecting Burns a little bit, but you see they let why did and I'm surprised the line hasn't switched even more. Maybe it's because Kamzat is to be taking on like somebody that's a legit top 5 guy. But Burns, he's just such a good, smart guy. And the guy's not an idiot, and he has world class jujitsu. Kamzat's coach has competed against Gilbert Burns, and yeah, the size advantage. You see the size advantage and the psychological war play. I'm sorry, he's like when it comes out to my scared little boy. That shit works sometimes, not always, but yeah, exactly. Kamzat, you see the size difference when they sized up in the shower, and then they're in the hallway as well, and Kamzat's heckling them, and Burns is trying to play it cool. It's like, I know it's all smoke and mirrors, and they're using that to hype up a fight, but at the same time, it's something that, and Kamzat has those hands, man. He had that pop in the glove. I mean, he's not necessarily a striker per se, but you saw what he's done with people. So yeah, and then he's going to be bigger tomorrow. Exactly. Kamzat's going to be stronger tomorrow. He's going to be able to balloon up. Yeah. Joey went back, and Joey suggests as long as he'll take Kamzat via that TKO, as long as they offer plus money, he's going to hammer it. But I did the same. I went to the casino yesterday and put more money into it. I asked Joey, like, hey, looking at the board, what's our best bet? Like, even if we're playing conservatively, and if we were going to make like 5 bets, just if you're going to make 5 bets, no parlays, just prop bets and or money line, or just what is sort of like the line at the casino was plus 125 yesterday. Last week when I placed the first bet on Kamzat, I went on last Saturday. Last week it was plus 180, and then during the week it was plus 160. So I hit it at each time. I started off with the plus 180, went to plus 160, and then I bought a little more yesterday at plus 125, and now it's at plus 120. Yes, for the Kamzat TKO, and that's my biggest play of the night. Yeah, I don't think he could submit Gilbert Burns, but I don't think that's out of the realm. Yeah, again, at Asphalt, like, we can't always be diluted or what is the other term, or delusioned by those lines. Just because we've got a favorable line and it seemed to switch in our favor, unless you have, Asphalt, Joey has that ability, and a lot of casinos will let you buy out of your bets, where you could buy out right now and make money off that Kamzat. If you got it at plus 180 and now it's plus 120, they'll give you the difference, the plus 60, to let you buy out of it. You could actually sell your ticket with so many bets, even last week. That's the advantage, especially if you bet online. If you bet online, they let you buy out. A lot of these places and bookies are letting you buy out of your positions. And I think that's a huge advantage, right? He's talking, JoJo, he's exactly. Joey, right? You got the Dustin Johnson at plus 180. He cashed out. Yeah. You got him at plus 1,800. He's plus 400. You made money. You made a killing. Yeah. If you could cash out, sometimes take the profit, take the money and run. Like just what Joey did. He bet Dustin Johnson at plus 1,800 at the Masters. He dropped the plus 400. They're already giving you won your bet. You basically can grab the money, and you don't even have to. There doesn't need to be an outcome. So cash. It depends. I don't know if our friend, if Gio cashed out of his, because he had the big 3 and he had like a few major players last week. He had this insane like seven leg parlay that included the big 3 this time, where his parlay was like at plus 1,600, and it's bigger now. Like if he still kept it, we'll see where he's at. He still has it. Yeah, he still has it. he got a good line on it, but I might cash out. If I were him, I would cash out. His cash out for $500 on the whatever he, bet on it. He bet $100 or $200 on it. Yeah, I would take the $300 profit rather than the potential $1,000 or $1,200 that he would win. I would take the $500 now without seeing the fight. Off of 100, yeah. His cash out, he had a $100 bet. He could cash out for $500 right now or win $1,000 or $1,200. Exactly. What would you do, guys? Would you cash out or take the $400 profit? I would take the $400 profit and reinvest it in something, or I'd just take the $400 profit, let it be. For me, that's a good wager. That's a good parlay. I already hit a parlay. Of course, you want the $1,200 off the $100, but you've already made 4 legs of your parlay, but you have only the big 3 left at good numbers. Yeah, exactly, Asphalt. Yeah. There's no point in you going and risking it. A 15-person parlay and you put $5 on it and the cash out was $150 to win $230. You cash the hell out. You get the hell out of there. You take the money and run. Leon Nestech says he don't cash out. If he's confident hits, he needs the money. I got you, brother. But, at a certain point, what is the risk to the reward? Like in MMA Asphalt's instance, as well as in JoJo's example, I think cashing out is your wiser play. I think you're wiser cashing out because you don't have to worry about an outcome, right? You've already won before the fights have happened, right? Like in 3 fights or 4 fights, right? Like you don't have to worry about the other 4 legs of your 7-leg or 10-leg parlay. Get out of there. And you're going to profit? Take the profit and run. You could put that position in a different area. I just think that, having the big 3, is pretty confident. And especially at the number he had it, it's a good payout. But if you already are in the profit without an outcome, and our intent is to make profit and make money, sure, you want to make more money, but I'll take that $400 off of $100. Or $500. Asphalt says I need to get on Twitter. But I'll take that $100 to, that $500 off of $100 or $400 profit off of 100. That's what I'm trying to do with some of these. That's what I'm trying to do with Comes Out this weekend. You know what I mean? On one bet, on a prop bet, right? That's what I'm trying to do. I'm betting $100 to try to make $400. Like, why would I not buy out of my parlay? Jojo says he needs to expose Columbus online. Yeah, he had a bad experience on Columbus, Ohio. And you notice, I didn't hear a lot of bad things, nor a lot of good things about Columbus. The UFC does a good job of ignoring any, they don't show the town. They don't show the people a lot, right? That's not their focus. God damn it. I don't know why that 12-15 pack didn't. Oh, we're drinking the same thing. We drink the Goose Island IPAs. They're like $13 a 15 pack, and it's like really, really good beer. Hoppy, grapefruity, and refreshing. Like also like 7 point fucking something. So it's pretty good. Get you hella best up. But yeah, Asphalt, I don't drink bad beer anymore. I grew up and I'm tired of drinking that. I still would drink the High Life. I drink Coors. Sometimes I'll drink the Coors. But, Asphalt, they don't have those in Canada. No. If they did, they would charge a lot of money for them. Asphalt drinks Coronas. I don't drink Coronas. I do sometimes. I don't mind Coronas with the lime and salt. I prefer Modelo cans. I prefer the other. Basically, it's like similar to Corona. It's called Pacifico. I'll drink Pacifico. I'll drink the Pacifico, no problem. And Asphalt, you got to get also the tagine. It's like this spice. You sprinkle some tagine or just some hot paprika or What's the other one besides Tajin? There's another one of these Mexican spices. You put that on it too, or you put it even in a styrofoam cup, right? You pour the Corona in a styrofoam cup, and you sprinkle all the Tajin and lime, and you put that all around the styrofoam cup so that or in a glass rather than the bottle, so that each time you're sipping, you turn around, you have one hit of the spice. I'm telling you, it tastes a lot better. But then you're going to be drinking 2 Coronas in a cup at a time. And I know beer in Canada is very expensive, because I used to live in Canada, and I know quite it. What I learned the best in Canada about beer in Canada is warm beer is better than no beer. Yeah, Josh is huge next to Hernandez, but that's not always a good thing. Even though Frem could, Asphalt saying you live. That's unfortunate. But I don't mind the cheaper Canadian beer, Asphalt. The Caribou. What was the other beer that they had? And then they have a lot of good Canadian beer, man. A lot of good beer in Canada, but it's so expensive. So expensive. I forgot the beer that was pricey that I always used to get. Yeah, Asphalt's like warm beer in Canada because it costs more money, like the cold beer. And if you got beer, you just got beer. Warm beer is better than no beer. That's what I learned in Canada. Yeah, and I'm still. We mentioned Frem, Joey. I mean, even it's on short notice. I mean, Hernandez has got very, very good wrestling, and didn't he submit our boy the other submission specialist just recently? What's this guy? The Brazilian's name? I don't have the Tapology up, or I got the Fight Companion, which is different than. Let me see here. UFC stats. Yeah, Vera. So, I mean, dude, that's a feather in his cap, man. And Fremd, he's got that simple wrestling style. See, when he dips his head down. Yeah, Leon Estek, Rodolfo Vieira. I mean, and Fremd has got that, he puts that neck in there. And he's got the big legs. I mean, what I like about Fremd is that size, though. Same thing with Darian Weeks. Oh my God. Asphalt's paying $24 a can for a 6-pack. Oh my goodness. Well, I paid for a 15-pack. I pay $15 of premium beer. For $24, I could get a 30 rack, a 30 case of beer for what you guys are buying. So yeah, Hernandez sub is or the finish, which is Hernandez finish or the sub. Yeah, Hernandez finish is only -125, and the submission is +190. I love Benny's, but all the here in Chicago, we had a renaissance in the beer as well as the alcohol business. We're making some of the best beer in the country right now, without a doubt. Everyone is. There's microbreweries of it's a dime a dozen. Every town you go to is going to have, even in Columbus. That's why, Jojo, I'm surprised you heard that. There's going to be an area of that town that's going to have beer, right? Yeah, Leon Essig's got a fluffy parlay with Jan and Aljo. Wow. Oh, with Aljo over 1.5 at -110. Yeah, that's not a bad spot. That's not. But Anthony Hernandez -210 over here in the States. And the over 1.5 in Aljo. What did they give us for the over 1.5? Ooh, no. Dude, Leon, over 1.5 here is -1, or it's -455. So you would get to that position sucks here. Oh, you get the -125. That's, I mean, you hit, what do you hit it for, 2 units or more? You hit that for 200 to make 160? That's not horrible. That's not horrible. I don't hate that. Yeah, that's a good play. If you favor Fluffy, that's a good play. I think Anthony Hernandez is the better fighter, and then Josh Fremd taking this late notice, but Josh Fremd is no joke. Same with Darian Weeks. You know, all right, so he's got 3.5 on it, so he's got 350 on it. That's not bad. That's not bad. You're close to even money, man. I don't hate that. I like that it's a 2-pick, and I like that you're mixing in a favorite with it's a big line, but you got it down to minus 125, and that's a Leon. See, I think that's a good way to use that big chalk, Leon. You just made a good example of how to make a Leon saying friend and Weeks are both bums, but they're big badass bums. They're big motherfuckers, Leon. They're big dudes and in shape. You know, they're just sized. I mean, I just can't help to look at their fucking frames. Even though Ian Gary's big himself, Darren Weeks is just as big. So, but I mean, what Leon, I really like that bet, Leon, because a lot of people don't tell you to make those exactly. You use that spot, but you have to choose it correctly. You don't want to use that big chalk line with fucking Kamzat at minus 55. Use it, Leon, you did the exact thing that's smart. Use it with a favorite that's a moderate favorite. That's not a giant chalk favorite. You know? Don't put it with Ian Gary. Don't put it with goddamn Kamzat or Peter Yang or Volkanovski. Put it with like Raquel Pennington. You know? Put it with if you're with on the Michael Malott side, no, that's near even money. No, he's minus 195. Put it with like Michael Malott. Put it with Julio Arce. Put it with Raquel Pennington or another dog or someone close to it. Put it with myself. I like your idea of that myself, and I know it's oh yeah. I like that the over. If I'm going to use that minus 455 number, I like that with Piera Rodriguez to get me at plus money. But at minus 125, are we really talking much difference? Right? Are we really talking much difference at minus 125 or plus 112? Who do you think is a better fighter here, Leon Eshsteig, or potential winner? Piera Rodriguez or Fluffy, Anthony Hernandez? Right? Answer that for me and we'll see what I'll play there. But I think people need to learn about Leon Eshsteig's. I know you guys are dude, because you guys actually gamble. If you come to this channel, of course, and you listen to what I say, and the people, because sure you could play her at the decision line, but you're playing a prop bet, right? And if you're putting in a parlay at that, she's plus 140 at the prop line, then why would you parlay her at all, right? If you got the plus 140 already, why would you put her in a parlay? I'm saying regarding your play, although I still like your play with Anthony Hernandez, because his finish line is chalk money, right? At minus 125. So I like your play there. If you're on the fluffy side, the Anthony Hernandez, that's at minus 125, Leon. I like that, and I hope that people could learn about that shit. I think a lot of these cappers, they like to throw out these numbers. Oh, minus 355 for this, and if you want to parlay it, and they don't tell you what you're going to do it. All right, Leon. I'll listen to you. Maybe I'll do the same play you do. I like that. I like that Hernandez and that over 1.5. In that Sterling Young. That is a smart bet, bro. I like that at minus 125. That's about bettering. That's like being better, smart and better about your bets, right? Like, again, these other people mention these chalk numbers and they say, oh, that's not a bad to parlay, but they never tell you exactly what to parlay it with, right? And then they might just tell you, oh yeah, parlay with, the Yan. They're going to tell you something very corny and very, the square parlay, and then they're going to win, sure. But I like your play, right? I like that play because you're getting close to even money on a 2-pick, and you could bet what you did there. You put the 3.5 units on. You could live with it. Yeah, I mean, I won't parlay it, but I'll follow you. I actually like Pieta by finish. I don't know what's up with Kay Hansen. not like missing weight. Like let's see what that really means. But I was on Pieta potentially by finish earlier in the week because the woman hits hard. She's just a tough, hard hitting woman, and maybe she catches K. And I like that big number. Asphalt's on Pieta by decision too. Man, I just think that it could be a coming out party for her with Gary. Who Asphalt here is trust Gary with 6 units. You're risking it. Yeah, I don't know, Joey. What did you do? I trusted Dern with a small little bet by submission. I mean, and I put some money on Geary with finish. Or you're saying that Leon put 6 units on Jan and Geary parlay at -124. Yeah, I mean, there's some, I think not the fix is in Asphalt, but Geary, they're giving throwing Gary a bone, man. They want that dude to win so bad. Dana White and the UFC higher ups, they got a hard on for that guy. I would live bet Geary after round 1. JoJo's right. Utilize him. If you're going to utilize him in the parlay, wait, or bet him live 1 and utilize him in the parlay after round 1 when he drops. Or maybe he knocks him out right away. But he's another fighter, just like Peter Yan, that you might want. Yeah. But Barberena is no joke, man. Ryan Barberena is a tough guy. So, Weeks, that fight might have helped him. Leon, I'm on actually Gary by finish. We got, Weeks has never been KO'd, but neither has Gary. And they're both finishers. Like we mentioned earlier, Asphalt, there's a lot of there's some big finish lines over here. Burner lost the Brown dude, that robbery, though. I don't agree with that, man. Or even Brown lost to Barberena. And I don't think it was a robbery. It was, you would have thought that it being in Ohio that they would have given it to Brown, but that's neither here nor there. We're at this week. And, Asphalt's got Geary in a parlay too. Yeah, man. I mean, if you got Geary last week, if you got Gary like at -300 or -200, he opened up at -200. I mean, I'd feel more confident at that number than -400. Hell no. That number is a little like these other fighters, but because there's the hype behind him and everything, man, the UFC sometimes, and I don't like watching it, but I do because I do pick up some things from that. I don't always fall. Yeah, see, Leon got him at -230. Yeah, he was like -200 when he opened, or even less than that. He was like -190, -180. But you look at certain things, like we saw a lot on this week's Embedded, like the shit. Either we're being thrown a fucking smoke and mirrors with the Kamzat and Gilbert Burns, but they exposed a lot of shit there. Same with Aljo and Peter Yan, as well as Volk and Chang Zheng Zheng. They showed us a lot of footage there to give us insight into the mindset, as well as their way, their cultural their fighting methodology, not in the ring, but outside of the ring, which is important. I think it does come into play. The way people approach the game matters. The way they interact outside of the octagon does matter. And I think in Kamzat's, not defense, but negative, as well as Chang Zheng Zheng, is they've been doing a lot of social media. Kamzat needs to do it, and Kamzat's blown up. Kamzat, I smashed these guys. It's like it turned into a thing. Like, he's popular. And I was mentioning to Joey, Chang Zheng Zheng in Korea he's a superstar. And you know what? Volkanovski in Australia and in New Zealand, the guy's a star. Like, they are, they're more mainstream than like MMA guys here. Like, MMA guys here in the United States aren't necessarily mainstream. People still talk about like Chuck Liddell, Tito Ortiz, they're like, you mentioned MMA, like, oh yeah, Chuck Liddell, Hoist Gracie. You know, you know what I mean? People still mention Hoist Gracie. That guy always used to submit the guys and the big guy. I used to love that stuff. Fucking 20, 30 years ago, you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, people will still mention, like, the casuals, they still are way behind us. Dana is already talking about Colby and Chimaev. Yeah, that might be a good bout. Yeah, they didn't show a lot about Aspen Ladd and Tisha Torres. They didn't show a lot about Dern and Torres, and I think that's because. Hey, but did you guys notice how good Mackenzie Dern's English was today? The accent was barely there yesterday during the press conference. Her shit just flipped naturally. And I told JoJo that if she gets a title shot or wins this fight, you're going to hear less of that accent. She's going to let that shit go, right? She's ready to let that shit go, basically. But yeah, they're in that's why Ian Gary. They want Ian Gary. They need these stars because Darren Till has suffered a little bit. He's on a losing streak. They like keeping that European market, the English market, Irish market, that area open. They love these fighters. One thing, and I keep on saying this, and I'm not being racist, I think the UFC does a horrible job of promoting in Brazil. Good in Mexico. The amount of Mexican and Latin American fighters and Central American fighters in the UFC is increased, and they're doing great. They bring a ton of the fighters up from that region because they're cheap. They get paid less, willing to do it, and and fight for the money, and very exciting. So, they don't promote a ton of them, right? I don't think but. We all know who the UFC wants to promote. And that's why I think this thing with Ian Gary, and when Joey and I talked about it, Jojo and I talked about it, like, Ian Gary's getting that push, man. I've seen Ian Gary more than anybody else other than Khamzat Chimaev and Aljo and Aljo, as well as Volkanovski. I've seen basically Ian Gary more than even all of them. So, when that shit happens, you would think they're giving him a slight favorable matchup. Like their matchup is geared toward. Look at Patty. Look at Patty Pimington. Like last week, I had Patty by finish all fucking day. Hammered that shit. You had to bet him 2 weeks ago. I mean, you had to bet 3 weeks. Like Patty, even though he fucking got hammered, he got hit, he almost gonna get knocked out. Same with before. They're giving him matchups where he has an advantage some way or another. He's either going to have a little stand-up advantage or a grappling advantage, right? And I think they're doing that with Ian Gary. Like, they see a fault in Darian Weeks. They like this guy Gary. They're giving him a favorable matchup to move him forward, to build. Look at old Sean O'Malley. Like, look at Sean O'Malley. Like, the guy, the only fight of substance that he's won he's lost. The only competitor that is ranked or even in the top 15, he's lost to. So that to say there isn't fight fixing, but there's fight manipulation, and they call it fight, whatever they want to call it, matchmaking. So, there are like Marco Madsen, Vince Picel. They like a Marco Madsen, right? They want to get into the, like, where Leon Neshtag is from. They want to get into that Finland, Norway, Scandinavian market, So they love Marco Madsen to, Olympian with a story, already famous in his country. They want him to succeed. And so the UFC will give him a push. And that's the thing here. But they also like Canada. And Vince Picel, I think, is Canadian, right? And Canada has always gotten a slight push in the UFC and gotten opportunities for people. So, Gary's, okay, Leon S. like, Torres underdog versus a girl that I would beat in a boxing match with one arm and one leg. This girl's doing better, like, she's getting better. But, dude, all right, you got one arm and one leg, Leon. Not to say, okay, this is MMA. It's not a boxing match. Right? So if it's MMA and you tie one arm and one leg behind your back, Leon, I don't care how good you are and you practice, jujitsu, mixed martial art. I will definitely bet the house against you that uh, this girl will submit you. That Mackenzie Dern will in gi, not on gi, in gi. You do gi versus gi against Mackenzie Dern, or just a MMA match. You have one leg and one arm tied. I would bet $10,000 that Dern will submit you easily, or maybe even 100,000. I'll cut off one ball, which I probably need to do anyways. Like, she will beat you. She's that much, dude. Top level MMA woman compared to 500 or 1,000. You're at 1,000. He would eat Dern's easily. Well, you never know where you're at with those people. We're saying top of the food chain, women's grappling versus, let's just say that you're in the top 1% grapplers in the world. I don't think you're going to beat her that easily. It's not going to be a gimme, especially with one arm and one leg. I don't think. Vic is American? I thought he was Canadian. I thought Pichel was Canadian. Yeah, I mean, Dern might beat a lot of people. Leon might train. He might be a big guy. Rosenstrike fight, that's the money fight. Oh, no one's talking about that fight yet because it's with one boring fighter, and it's already over. Actually, Joe, that fight was canceled, so I'll be able to get my money back. What sucks is that I had well, that's not bad because I had a parlay with Tiburia as well as Old Man Olenek. So Cage Warriors is a legit. I think Cage Warriors is a legit promotion though, man. Like, they got some tough dudes that come out of Cage Warriors. And I think Gary, you say he's thinking Gary isn't all that special, Pimblence level. He is at Pimblence level. They're not. Yes, and Leon, I bet Dern by the sub. That's what I placed the bet on. I didn't even bet her by decision. I didn't, even though I could have bet the money line when it was even money. In fact, she was a dog when I could have grabbed her. I just went for the sub at plus 275. I think I got it. Where is it at right now? I think it's down to like plus 225. Not saying that I'm vindicated by my decision about that, but I did bet her by the submission. It's at plus 210. All right, Leon? I got it at plus 275. Right? So I didn't even bet her on the money line. I bet that submission. It's plus 210. I got it at plus 275. So, yeah, the Torres decision. I'll take my plus 275 against your plus 150 any day. Right? Because I think, Leon, that's going to be the outcomes. Either Dern gets that submission and wins at plus 275, or she gets outpointed and gets lit the fuck up for 3 rounds, and Torres wins her. Like, how many decisions? Like, is Torres has one finish in her career or something like that? Like, Torres is hasn't finished anybody in 11 years or something like that. Since she was an amateur. Where did she finish somebody in the UFC? I do have my UFC stats up, but it doesn't matter. I know it's very winnable. So, yeah, I mean, yours is more likely 70-30, but mine pays better. Mine pays better, and we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Everybody harps on Dern's wrestling. She doesn't necessarily need good wrestling to get her down, right? She doesn't need good wrestling because Tisha's a small woman. She likes to stand outside, move around. But at a certain point, she's got to come into attack. You could fucking Dern could almost play and turtle up just to then switch, right? Like there's she could trap her, right? Using Tisha Torres' own aggression against her. I think Tisha's definitely it is harder to take down small people, especially Tisha Torres, who moves so well. I know the statistics here, and I know how well Tisha Torres, how well Tisha moves around and has good defense, but He put 25 on Torres by decision. Oh, I didn't max bet Dern by the, I put 40 on her by submission at plus 275. I'll take that, man. I'll take my plus 275, $40, and I'll stay with that. Having Dern at plus 275 by submission. You guys got like Torres right now, where I'm at by decision, is plus 150. So my 40 pays 120, whereas Torres $40 pays 100. $20 difference, not much. We're betting the same thing. We're betting the same thing. Yeah, but when you do that, Leon, it just sort of negates itself, or maybe you make $10. You make $5-10. And it's not necessarily a hedge. You're just sort of like losing money. I don't hedge. And unless you actually see, and I've called a hedge before, Leon, where I told people if you bet, and we all did it. We all bet if you had to bet in $100 increments in a hedge bet, where every $100 that you bet, you would make 20 no matter what. And I told these guys, like, hey, I'm going to bet 200. I'm going to just take $40 for free. And it happened. Other people, you could have bet 500 for every $100 you bet on this hedge, you would make 20 no matter what the outcome was. The books had it wrong. So I could have bet $10,000 and won 1,000. And it was free money because the way the lines were set up. It was a money line thing. Whereas if you did X amount to one over one another, the way it worked out, I don't have 10 grand to bet. Marks 14, he says, I've seen your stuff, waste man. Yeah, I'm a waste man. That's okay, Marks. I don't have that money to bet. Yeah, but you bet your house. Yeah, I should have. It was guaranteed. It was a fault I saw, and I forgot who it was, and I forgot what line it was. I forgot what line it was, but it was literally I think it was like for every $100 you would bet a certain way, and you had to bet a certain increment on each person, you would get $20 on a return on this hedge for every $20 you bet. So I just bet 200 to get the $40, but I was like, it could have been. What if there was a disqualification? What if there was, what if something happened with like Jan, right? My point is, guys, I don't want to hedge bet. I think it's better to stick with what your line is and invest in something else that you could find more profitable, right? And I bet way too much, right? I have way too many positions. This week so far, I don't have a lot of positions, guys. I already have. I'm going to be able to buy out of my Marcin Tiburiu spot, obviously, because that's gone. I'm on Aspen Ladd. I'm on Dern by the submission. My biggest bet is Khamzat Chimaev via TKO, right? I invested in Oleksiy Oleinik by submission. I mentioned Aspen Ladd. And that's it so far. I'm also on, I have a small investment in Gary by finish. Right? So I have Gary by finish, and I didn't place anything on Marco Madsen, and I'm glad I didn't, because he was plus money yesterday, and I think he might turn into more plus money tomorrow. We'll see. And that's it. Those are the positions I have for tomorrow. And I don't think that's bad, because I've gotten a little bit more time to do a little research. I've been busy. Nestag's biggest bets are Vic and Khamzat moneyline and KO. You bet that. Oh, you did. Oh, yeah, you did Vink Pichel and Kamzat and money line in a parlay, or the Kamzat money line. You hit that money line at when it was like minus 300 or minus 400 or whatever. Like if you have that much money, yeah, Leon, I would agree that Kamzat in this instance is guaranteed. Kamzat with Geary. Yeah, man, that's still like playing those. I think playing those is pretty still, man, pretty risky, that big chalk. I like. Oh no, you mentioned that the. Hey, thanks, Fashion Cold Horse. Yeah, we've been drinking, partying over there with capper comparisons with Raj. Hello. Hello. I like the way he always makes fun of me and like, welcome, bow batters. And then Raj does, hello. He's got his own thing. And he also knows, like, one thing that's funny about, ooh, I like that, JoJo. The finish parlay with Geary, Kamzat finish with Geary parlay. I thought about that shit, bro. Those two finish with, or even with, or Michael Malott finish with Ian Gary finish, but that Geary finish with Kamzat finish. I thought of doing all three. I was about to do another $25 on Geary. That would be my big three. Ian Gary by finish, Malott by finish here. This was, I was looking at that shit yesterday. I was like, damn, let me just throw 25 on it. Like just a little bit. Even though Malott's plus 115, dude, yeah. Because Geary and Malott by finish is plus 311. And I'm going to add Kamzat by finish. And I think it's going to come up to plus 475 or plus 375. If you add him just Kamzat on the money line, you get to plus 385, which isn't worth it. You get like 60 points from that. But you get him by finish, Kamzat by finish at minus 225, you're going to get the plus 495. That was my big three. Leon Nestek, why would you bet a contender series prospect versus a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu beast as a favorite? This guy, Michael Malott, is no joke, dude. He has got, he hasn't, you're right. I agree. Leon makes a great point. This guy, Malott, hasn't seen shit. But he's pretty big on the regional scene in Canada, right? He fights very similar to Mickey Gall. And he's got good jiu-jitsu himself, right? And I think he's got more pop in his hands. And I've seen Gall wilt, right? We saw Diego Sanchez fucking eat him up. The guy fucking got knocked out by Diego Sanchez, right? No, Leon, that's because Canadian fighters are dude. Don't underestimate Canadians, bro. The Canadians love their MMA. There are a lot of Canadian fighters in the UFC, man. Oh, Leon, we're not gonna go there. There are a lot of Canadian fighters in the UFC. Let's just say that there are a lot of Canadian fighters in the UFC, and there are a lot of people like fighting in Canada. They like the scrap. Canada's got some scrappers. You go up to Yukon, you go into certain territories, there are a lot of scrappers out there in Canada. They like to get it on. It's like going to Hawaii. You're gonna get, you're gonna meet some guys that, want to scrap, and you'll be surprised that they like to fight. They're nice people. Leon, I lived in Canada for 9 years. And there are a lot of people that are fighters there. A lot of fighters, man. A lot of dudes, Native Americans there, the indigenous people there, the Indians there. There are a lot of, they like to scrap. I said that a lot. They like to scrap, man. And they can. They are nice. They are nice people. They are very nice people, but there's some of them that want to, yeah. Yeah, Native Americans and indigenous Canadians, man, they'll scrap with you, bro. People that you don't want to fight people like myself, they got nothing to lose. Last person last people you want to, really actually want to interfere with. This one guy, like I was at work today, last day at my job, and this guy was like giving me the fucking stink eye. And I looked back at him like, okay. You know, and I pretended I absorbed myself into, I'm the manager role, even though I wasn't. Like, I'm looking at you because I look at everybody and I'm running the show here. And then he still gave me the stink eye. He gave me this eye like, fuck you, you know, like this eye. And I was like, even if you're a cop, whoever you are, you gotta show, you know, like, dude. And you know, he was about to say something like, you got a problem. I saw him. He was about to come back at me. And I was like, why would you do that? Why would you over shit like that? Why would you, like, you know, you're here with your, you know, you have a family, you have a wife. Why would you get involved with people, you know? Because they looked at you a certain way, especially when they work at the place, have a tag and says, hey, I'm Roberto, you know, I work here. It's okay for me to look at people. I didn't look at your wife's, you know, like, if I'm looking at your wife and, you know, doing a second look or something, then I could understand that. But, you know, if you're not doing anything wrong and these people have this attitude, and it's like, dude, there's always someone badder and just beat up Roberto. Hey, no problem, man. But what, Leon, what are you going to do after I get beat up? Right? What do you think's going to happen after I get beat up? Where are you gonna hide? Where are you gonna go, Leon? What are you gonna do? You're obviously someplace where I'm gonna be able to find you. What do you think? What do you think is gonna happen? You think I'm gonna be like, oh man, I don't want to mess with those guys. No, I'm so scared. Yeah. It's gonna be the opposite. I'm gonna wait, bide my time, and you're gonna be found. You could beat me up. You know, but it ain't over. It ain't over. I come from a place, unfortunately, where the a lot of history and sue me, get free betting money. I would love that. Actually, I wouldn't bet it, Leon. I bet to try to make money. So if I had the money, I wouldn't bet it. I would listen to our friend earlier, and if I had lots of money, you know, I would invest it in other ways. I don't think I would gamble. Right? I don't think I would gamble if I had a lot of money. If I were rich, I wouldn't gamble. I don't understand why rich people gamble. I never understood that. You know? Yeah, I'd invest in stocks. I'd have other annuities. I'd invest in other businesses, other forms of generating revenue. Right? Invest in a private business, buy a movie theater, start a theater company, start a dance company, you know, start one of those Kumon schools, start a kid's school, right? Like, invest in other forms of generating revenue. Why I gamble is because Kay Hansen's OnlyFans. Asphalt, is Kay Hansen, is it that good? Yeah, rich people only bet for the fun and the rush and to be part of the scene, Leon. No, but going back to Asphalt, is Kay Hansen's OnlyFans that good? Is she that hot? She's not that hot. She ain't like fucking Mackenzie Dern hot. She ain't got that junk in the trunk. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't think that. No, he doesn't have any idea. You know what I mean? But hey, like, dudes will simp on all kinds of women. They'll pay. I'd rather be a Tisha Torres, you know, OnlyFans. I think she's hotter. Shit, I'm sort of into her girl too. I'd rather deal with Raquel Pennington's big old ass too. You know, big old forehead, dude. She looks like, what's that one movie? The Children Under the Stairs, or the people that were in the desert, you know, and they're all like really weird. Yeah, Dern is some dude plays $270K on Yam Khan's at Volk earlier today. You know, Leon, and some of that's fake, you know, Leon, and we know it's fake, and it's been proven that it's fake. It's come out that DraftKings just bullshits about it, right? As well as the UFC, and they fall into it. It's all smoke and mirrors, man. All lies. I follow this other dude, I forget his name right now, on YouTube. He investigates all that shit. All these gamblers, all those dudes, and I don't want to harp on people in our community because I like listening to them, but a lot of people in our community aren't all that. You know what I mean? Oh, but people can show you tickets. I can show you a big ticket right now. I can show you a big ticket. I could fake a big ticket. You know what I mean? I could go to the bank and get some big cash. My brother or somebody could give me some wads of cash, and I could take a photo with some big cash, right? Or get somebody that I know, like even with tables of cash. So, but yeah, I mean, Cold World saying minus 160 for those three favorites is reasonable. If you could get it at that, and you could have gotten it better. I don't like doing 3-leg parlays for that minus 160. So, if you could do it, man. But you know what, Leon, like you were mentioning, those people have the expendable income. Like rich people are able to make a bet like that. If you're very rich, you could afford $100,000 in a bet. Like you can. Oh yeah, there's all they're like not just. I don't really worry about that because I'm not in that sphere, bro. MMA Asphalt and other guys, I wouldn't say so. Like, I don't like that number, Leon, but for who they are, where they're at right now, minus 160. I don't, you'll bet minus 200. Like a lot of guys will throw 10 grand at a minus 200 line, right? Or a minus 220 line, right? Would you throw 100 grand on Comsat at minus 220? You would, right, Leon? You more than likely would. So you're not off skew, right? I don't know what he means about any of those three dogs pulling it off. Yeah, as in like they're very confident. Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah. Jojo, yeah, Al's doing incredible, but Al needs to invest some of that money, pocket some of that, put some of that away for a rainy day and get the fuck out of the casino and take the money and run it for a while. Neon Hestek's like, yeah. yeah, Asphalt, man, all those people. I already watched this guy on YouTube, and I already know, like, he goes and exposes those guys, and there's like very few that are genuine, right? There are very few that are genuine. And again, even in our sphere, I'm not trying to be like them, and I'm not trying to, that wasn't my goal, not even caring. It would be nice to have more people, but Asphalt, I forget the name of the channel right now. I'd have to look. He's out there. He exposes the real estate phony guys. He exposes the Instagram, all the Twitter gambler phonies. He exposes a lot of phonies out there. That's what he does. He's an investor. He actually has it's more of a real estate channel. And he started off exposing the phony real estate guru guys. And then he just started making a channel exposing all kinds of gurus. Whether you're a gambling guru, a poker player guru, all these other things. And he just exposes you. And what's amazing is the gurus have enough nerve to come into his channel and go to and respond to him. Even those black kids that are like, they have their own show, and even the other kids that like had that interview with Trump, the Nelk boys, he exposed them as phonies. He exposed them, how they got their money through family, through their investments, through their YouTube channel. He exposed all their shit. Right? So you gotta just, we're not that type of way, right? Like, we're not, I mean, those guys are what they are. No, it's not CoffeeZilla. He's got a normal name. I forget what his name is. But he exposes these people, and I don't mind that. And again, here, I don't want to talk negative about other people's channels because I've tailed other people's bets, right? And besides that, if you're entertained by these people, and I've seen all of you in the channels that we've been entertained by, so if you're in lock of the night, regardless of what you think about his betting, you've been entertained by it. He's provided you with information. Just take the positive. Whatever. There's no other need to make any judgments. Same with, our boy. I love a little, even though he doesn't give me any respect at all. That little shit, fucking Bird MMA, for example. You know what I mean? I watch that dude all the time. I just don't like certain things in voice. I try to help him, but I just take the positive way, saying, "Oh, I'm different. I understand, like things I don't like he does, but I'll listen to him." DFS by the numbers doesn't annoy me. Good information, fucking pumps it out. I don't trust always the betting things, you know, I'm just say that, but I know he does and he's making more money than me. But, you know, I listen to it and I'm not going to like hassle them about, oh, you're phony and you're doing this. And I do that to some people that could do that to me and I know they're phony, right? So, you know, no, Bird is really good. Oh, Aljo is fake crying. Yeah, I think that was a complete act. He was playing, but you know, he's selling the fight and he's selling himself. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And then we also like, Joey, we have to remember that, and I mentioned this earlier with Aljo, and that's like where Peter Yan is Peter Yan live for a finish, more so this time than next time. How is that? Like, I'm wearing this chain, like, and Aljo wears a fake chain too. And this thing's already hurting my neck. And yes, I'm not in shape and I'm not an MMA fighter, but this thing hurts. And imagine like Aljo with his fake chain all day. And then he's got to practice MMA and do his shit. You know what I mean? You don't, you know, like, I mean, damn. You know, I mean, I just don't trust that neck. You got to protect your neck. You know, and I don't know. Aljo's like trying to get his, it's a target actually, Leon. I got a target over here. Oh yeah, Andrew, Kai Kyer did great, man. What a fantastic performance. I couldn't believe it. I wasn't shitting in the bed, I was shitting in my seat. The costume's too heavy. It's a target, guys. Like literally this is a target. But it has the R. My name's Roberto. Hello. My name's Roberto. You are about better. Yeah, so I got this, and yeah, Joey wants me to wear this to the casino tomorrow. What do you think, guys? Should I try to get in with it? You think they'll let me wear it? I don't know. I don't think they'll let me wear it. Should I try? Flavor Flav. No, Jojo, you can't come by because it's late. I'm doing this, and if we're up, you know, waking up motherfuckers, you might not make it too far if I had the target. There have been some shootings at our local casino. Has had robberies, and I think there was a shooting. And there was a shooting down the street at the mall by the casino we're at. So well, Joey, just be safe. Have a good time, man. You know, a little careful what I was doing last time, you know, the drinking and driving, but you don't drink a lot, so you're good. Just have a good time. Grab some food, grab some, you know, park the chain. I don't know, it feels cool. I like it. It's a little different, you know. Pawn the chain. What did I pay for this? No, I got this. I got this with a couple of magazines. The Target magazines. It came with like a bag. It came for like $70. I got a bunch of like Ruger stuff. It was a deal, you know. This is the dope ass Target. You know, I can't wait to shoot it. Although I don't want to shoot it. I just want to keep it like this. I want to wear it. Oh, ow! Ugh. Well, it already has an R. I don't like the Ruger. You know, I think this is almost like a racist symbol to me. It could be R for racist. I don't like that, but you know, some people like that shit. I don't really like that symbol necessarily, but I do like Ruger products. Yeah, I don't know. It's you know, other guys could come in with gold, but I can't wear like, maybe if I could spray paint the chains gold, right? Maybe you think maybe I would get away with it then? I doubt it, but I think it looks better like this, like, you know. All right, so back to the MMA. What was the last MMA comment? Cody Safdie. Yeah, I love all those guys. Again, talking about people is like one thing that, again, only thing that I have my fault with them is when they mention something like, oh, you could parlay that minus 150 number. And I ask specifically, like, what would you parlay that with? Why are you telling people to parlay that? Why? I wouldn't tell you, right? And then like somebody like Leon Nestog. Leon Nestog. Leon, thanks for coming in, Leon. But Leon Nestog gave us a good parlay, Like Leon, what was that parlay? Where's that parlay that Leon was mentioning? The over, the over 1.5 at -445 with Ian Gary. Was that what his bet? Is that what he said? No, not Ian. Was that? No, that wasn't it. What was it? Let's go back. Let me find it up here. Leon, if you're still in here, let me know what that bet was again, because that was a good bet. I really, really like that bet. Guys, if you could put it in the chat, if you remember what Leon Neshtug, I want to pronounce his name properly. Where was that parlay he had? There it was. Oh, with Fluffy. That's what it was. Anthony Hernandez with the over 1.5, Aljamain Sterling and Peter Yan at -125. Like, I think that's a good use of the chalk. That's a good bet. Like, that's using your fucking head. You know what I mean? If you're on the Fluffy side, I'd like to fade Fluffy, right? Because I talked about fading him with Friend, but I didn't know, when I thought of that, I didn't know that Friend was coming in only on 10 days notice. And that's the only reason I don't like Josh Fremd in this instance, right? Thanks for sticking around, Leon, man. Appreciate it. I'm going to learn how to pronounce your name properly. Netchestog. I don't know. Well, I'll figure it out at some point. Asphalt saying he's going to put $5 on Vince Pichel. Is Asphalt, is Pichel American? He's not Canadian? I thought he was Canadian. And Vince Pichel round 3? Oh yeah, plus 1,400? Shit. You throw $5 on that? Remember, all those $5 bets count though, Asphalt. You know what I mean? And I mentioned that earlier. Like, oh, I thought he was Canadian. He has a Quebecois last name. Yeah, exactly. Fashion Cold Wars. I'd rather Pichel's been taken down and controlled by everybody. Even when he wins, he gets controlled. But Marco Madsen, oh man. Oh, he says I won't pronounce his name correctly. It's so hard for non-Norwegians. Well, Leon, I try to pronounce. I have some phonetic abilities. I try to learn names, and it's hard when you're speaking into a camera as opposed to we were just talking with each other. I bet I could figure it out. You know, in person, I'm not as nervous as I am in the camera or on the phone. I speak Spanish, for example, and I speak better when I'm with Nestestog. Yeah. Well, I speak better when I'm in live, like with a person. Or not necessarily. Sometimes I sound like fucking shit. Sometimes it's comfort. Like, even with my Spanish, like, my Spanish sucks. Next thing you know, I have a few beers and I'm hanging out with a bunch of people from Spain or from somewhere else, and it just slips in and it feels good. You know what I mean? It's super hard if you're Brandon Shaw to pronounce names. Oh, that guy sucks. He just sucks bad. But hey, the $5 bet. Oh, okay. Asphalt confirmed that Pichel was born in California and lives in Denver. Leon Neshteg, Jinaling, Leon Nestestog, Nestestog. It almost sounds Spanish. Nestestog. Leon Nestestog. Would it be almost in Spanish? Nestog. Leon Nestog. It would be in Spanish, which almost sounds like probably what it'd be in Danish or Norwegian. Leon Nestog. Leon is Leon, like a lion. Leon is same pronunciation. Leon is Nestog. Nestog. Yeah, he's Denver. Okay, all right. I was wrong. I thought he was Canadian. You know, he's got the things. He has the French name. I thought he was I thought he was Canadian. I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't change my opinion. Pichel has roots in the north. Well, we know Marco Madsen has roots in the north. I don't know. I could be wrong. It's not a big deal. The guy is tough, right? The guy is. I don't hedge. MMA asphalt. I don't hedge unless you see, like I mentioned earlier, like a line, a money line that is so off, where you could bet one fighter at a certain amount and another fighter at another amount, or a line that way, a certain way, and make X amount of money. Like it's minimal. It's always going to be very minimal. Then you jump on it. And I forgot what line I did that with. But I don't hedge. What is hedging? Why would you hedge? Hedge, you could buy out, right? But you're buying out of a bet, and you only do that during a fight, right? Yeah, exactly, Leon. You bet 120 and the bet's there, like, oh, the other line flip, I'm buying, but it's not hedging, you're buying out. You're getting out of there, right? You're not hedging, you're just buying out. Or if you're buying out from the start, why bother betting? Put your money somewhere else. That means you don't have a position, right? There's no point in betting it. In fact, you're putting more money at risk to lose it than you are to win anything. You're not even hedging. You're putting your money up for nothing. In fact, to potentially lose both of them, right? So, like, if you could buy out, and our friend does buy out. Like, if you could buy, especially if you're live betting, guys, live betting, like, in the future, we'll have a live betting show where I'll be with JoJo and Al, my guys, and we'll be doing some live bets for people. Like, we'll be doing live bets for people, and I wish I was on the Twitter. I wish I was on Twitter for that, because sometimes my live bets are better than, most of the time, my live bets are better than my pre-bets, and they save my ass, right? So, I mean, the cashing out option, we've talked about that. Great thing to do is, if you could cash out for profit, I would do it. Leon, God, I keep on wanting to say it better. I'm just going to call him Leon. He's firm with his position, and he doesn't want to lose that profit, right? He wants the big profit, right? So I get that, but I'll take that incremental profit. I'll take that, the $400 off of $100. I'll take the $400 net profit rather than the $1,000, rather than the $1,000 profit. If I could buy out of it, I would. And does that make me an idiot, or it doesn't? I'm in to make a profit. If I make a profit, then let me flip it somewhere else, or just let it be. I'm happy with that. I'll buy out of my investment. It's like, should have you kept your money in Amazon X amount of time? Yes. Some people probably should have left it in there, but if they've made a certain amount and they were happy with it and you're content with that, you do it. Yeah, I mean, that's awesome that they're there's doing live betting in the Netherlands or with companies in Europe. And I heard in Europe, in fact, our betting, Leon, the casino that I'm at, their servers are in Estonia. Like, we're basically dealing with, I place my live bets as well as casino bets with a company in Estonia. Even when I'm at the casino themselves here in the United States doesn't own the bets. The bets are owned by a company in Estonia, and the casino has their hands are, if Estonia doesn't put the line up or the win up, the casino don't have to pay you shit, even though the outcome's already happened. Until it's populated in their system, they don't owe you shit. You bought a ticket. You bought a piece of paper. You bought a note that says maybe you'll get paid. And in fact, if you learn about things about casino betting, even your electronic betting, they don't have to pay you. Right? So you got to look into stuff like that. There are ways that the house rules. the house rules, guys. House rules, right? They could keep your money for weeks. You have a very little recourse and very little rights. So be careful on who. I've heard of Unibet. I bet, Leon, I'm a live better at the casino. I'm actually I bet at a casino, but at the casino there's the cage. Like, you could place money at the cage where you have some more recourse, right? So with the cage, if you place a bet at the cage rather than a kiosk, the kiosk betting, you have no recourse to change anything. But it still doesn't matter when it comes to the payout. They're both placed with offshore server and an offshore book, even though it's an American book, and it's just very interesting, guys. Like I'm saying, I know for a fact that I bet at Rivers Casino, and they use an offshore and a Estonian bookie. There were Estonian servers and Estonian. That's why the Russians don't want to fuck with Estonia. I'll come and we'll the gamblers over there at Rivers will come in there and join the war against Russia if Russia starts to fuck with Estonia. And I heard Estonia is a beautiful place, man. Just like fucking Lithuania was. But you guys got to really pay attention to who and learn the rules. Read the house rules. Read the rules. Even at Rivers Casino, their rules are extensive. And if you read the rules of where you bet and who you gamble with, if you really read the fine print, chances are you won't gamble. Because you have very little recourse to get your money back. You'd have to sue them and it would cost you money. Right? So be careful. I mean, a lot of the times it's their reputation and they pay you out, like even certain people, big people. Dude, I get treated well, and somebody was mentioning to me about being a drunk ass or something like that, and I'm drunk at the casino, and I get such respect, and I get treated so nice. They take care of me. They help me. I mean, I'm an idiot, and they fucking help me. Oh, my fucking ticket's over here. They fucking still take care of it. So they're really, really nice. But I've had some problems with the kiosks, and and you're buzzed with that. That's why I tell people not to drink as much as I do. Listen, do as I say, not as I do. Do not drink at the casino. Don't drink at the casino. It costs a lot. Yeah, exactly, asshole. Like, they have all kinds of sketchy. They have all kinds of things, but there are more rules than that. So Unibet is really good, though. I've heard good things and I've heard bad things about Unibet. Like, I've heard people banned off of Unibet when they make too much money, and then they hold off on the payouts in Europe in order to try to cool you, right? They keep that money, and then they're like, they don't want you, like, Leon, like, maybe, like, you're like me, you need that money. Like, I bet at my casino, and I was betting Contender Series, and you could win a Contender Series, and you might win a bet, and they don't pay you out to the next day. Like, you might need that money, that cash, because I'm the cash better, to bet your next bets in that same event, and that you can't get paid out for it. So you're like, what the fuck? I need this money right now. And they don't give a shit. They're like, no, it hasn't populated yet. They just fucking, they don't care. Even though you have a winning ticket in your hand, until it's in their system and it's hit their server, you're not getting paid. You're cashed out for your cash bet, for a cash bet, right? You own only a ticket. You're exchanging money for a ticket, not money for money or potential money. So, yeah, Leon, you get your money the same day. I need my money like once the hand is raised. Leon, I don't even want it the next day, next hour. It doesn't help me. I need the money to reinvest into another bet or play, I need that money immediately. Right? So but again, read your fine print, understand. That's why at least I like at Rivers. Normally sometimes like they haven't even raised the hand yet and you get paid out. And at other times it could be an hour. Or sometimes, like, especially with soccer and shit that happens in Europe, it's the next day. You might make a soccer bet or a tennis bet that happens internationally, and you won't get paid the next day, right? Like, I could, but again, if you have a certain bankroll, if you walk into the casino with only $500 or $1,000 and you've already lost $400 of it, you need that money. Like, after your fight has won your ticket, you bet that $100, you need that $100 to bet on the next fight. You got 10 fights left, So, you get paid out after the event. I couldn't do that. That doesn't help me. I don't know where Intro Pacano is, but I'm happy to go to Africa. I want to go to Ghana. Ghana is my new place to go and travel. One of my new places. It's on the the bucket list. But good that you're here, guys. Lamine. I've not run into other issues other than for Contender Series. Contender Series, I got paid out the next day. But that sucks if you walk in with X amount of cash, right? You invest that cash, you put it in there, you win it, and there's still more fights and you're out of cash. Sure, you could go and get more cash, but you know how much the ATM at the casino charges you? We heard about the PFL gambling scandal. That's not a gambling scandal. That's a gambling opportunity. It's a scandal because if you were an idiot to bet on the person that wasn't the favorite and you didn't get in on those, the people, it's Well, here's another thing, guys. Sometimes those online sites, if they make a mistake and they're paying out that mistake, capitalize on it. There have been times, JoJo's gone now, where Rivers, as well as other websites, have still left the line up after the fight was on. And you could place money on it, and they were paying it out. And I did that. Or I go to the machine, I have a lose. That's why I always check my tickets. I always still put the tickets in the machine. It's a losing ticket. It's a losing ticket. I put it in the machine, deposit money. Your bet's won. Boop, I deposit that money. I'm not gonna, you could be banned for accepting the money, right? But it's on them, right? Right? So always check your tickets, and sometimes, like I said, this one, Asphalt, there was like a fight was over and they still had a lineup and you could still place a bet and you already knew who the winner was and it accepted your bet and you could be paid out from it. Joey and the other guys got paid thousands of dollars from it because they were online. I was at the casino. Yeah, glitches are fine. I don't think it was premeditated. It was, and they were trying to do something with it, but who gains from that other than the casino, like Fashion Cold War, they're going to pay out as much as they, they're going to pay out as much as they've gained. For every dollar that they grab from somebody else grabbed their money. Right? So it's for them, it's not a wash. Everyone's making thousands. Yeah, if you can take advantage of someone, you see something in a line where there's an issue, take advantage of it. Even in a big line. Like we were talking about Paul Craig by sub. What was that, plus 450? Was it plus 450 or plus 250? I forgot what it was. It was a lot. That's a good, meaty line right there. Like, look at everybody this week. Chimaya by TKO. Are we being idiots for... I had him at plus 180, 180. You know, I hammered it. Now it's down to plus... It's gonna be even money by Saturday. Where is it at right now? It's still at plus 120. Right? But that's something different than something else, right? Like when there are glitches and glitches are glitches, you're right. But sometimes there's some big glitches there and they lose money. Yeah. Well, that's on DK. That's on DK. They have to protect their ass, and I think where PFL comes into the shady area is like, unless they were actually the executives and people involved in PFL were making bets themselves, there's no interest, there's no advantage to participating in that unless they're making bets themselves, which means they're not going to have jobs. They violate a lot of rights. They could be arrested. A lot of other bullshits, right? So, you know, it's not uncommon. I think it's on the books. You know, Fashion Cold Wars, it's on the books, right? The promotion has no obligation, even if they say that, hey, minus 100, and they put on the lines and stuff like that. They don't know anything to the books. Even if it was an act, we see wrestling people people bet on WWE. They bet on wrestling. Oh, I could talk weed all day, dude. I've been smoking weed. I don't smoke weed right now because I got an important job that I'm not able to smoke weed, and I'm not going to be able to smoke weed. In fact, I got to quit drinking a lot more responsibility. But Leon Neshdog, I lived in both Canada and in Vancouver, where we got fantastic weed, and I lived in California for longer than most people been alive. So I know my weed. We're here. We got legal weed. I can show you, like, I don't want to show any more shit. I showed enough stuff. Every time I show stuff, I gotta erase the fucking stream. Let me start showing drug shit, gun shit, showing fucking talking about my job and mentioning my employer, all this other shit. I gotta erase the stream. Don't want to do that. I want to try to keep the stream. So I don't want, but yeah, Neon, I know about everything. No, Fashion Cold Wars, no, you don't have any obligation. Asphalt says, show the guns. Nah. No, we could show the accessories. I've shown my, this holster, I got other stuff around. I don't know why I always have this holster, because I don't use the weapon that's involved with this, but I love this holster. I've discussed this before, the Safariland. This brand is fantastic. The Safariland. This is fantastic quality shit, man. Good shit to have. Yeah, people, exactly. If you could take advantage of when the outcomes already occurred, take advantage of it. But, you're right, Leon. He called me Rob. That's funny. Not Roberto. Asphalt, that's why Canadians could throw hands. They throw hands because they can't carry guns. They could throw hands. And you could call me Rob, Leon. Don't worry about it. I wouldn't agree with you, Fashion Cold Wars. People have done that a long time, and normally you learn about that it's not live. What's unethical was when they're showing the betting odds there. Like, that's where it gets a little shady, right? Like post betting odds. But I don't think there's anything illegal. It's unethical, yes, but there's nothing wrong with what they did. I don't think there's going to be no outcomes from that. There's going to be nothing. That's on the fault of the bookies. That's like me or you. If we have a gambling casino or a bookie, we're running a sports book, and we're making bets on a event that happened last week, and we were duped into thinking that the event was live. They have no obligation to let us know MMA. I know MMA asphalt. You guys, I know what you guys are saying, but fool me once, fool me again. Whatever that saying is, like, buyer beware. You know, it's never unethical to take monies from bookies, though. Well, there could be consequences, right? And you have to also remember that the bookies don't have to give you that money. If you read your ticket, you are purchasing a conditional, conditional. I forgot what they call it. Like, you might have to sue them to get your money. It's not, they could refuse you, but for any reason, from paying you. Just because you have that ticket or you place that bet on your phone, they don't have to pay you out. And a lot of people with that PFL thing, watch, they're gonna not that haven't been paid out already. They're not gonna get paid out. Trust me, they're gonna say, "Oh, we found some that there was boom, there was unethical." They're gonna mention all the things you guys are mentioning, and they're not gonna pay those people that wagered 10 grand, 15 grand to win whatever. They're not gonna pay them out, and they're gonna have to go to court. And the people are like, I made the bet. What are you talking about? I have the ticket. It's right here. I got the screenshot. Nah, nothing's going to happen. So, when the gambling we're in a dirty, it's getting better. It's mainstream, but it's still a dirty game. Don't, it's still with dirty people. Like, when I go to the casino, they're not paying. Yeah, they paid Drake to make a lie, I mean, with all that, like I'm telling you guys, like with the whole, I already knew the DK and all this stuff because I've been doing the online, watching these other cappers and watching guys, they're gone. There used to be like two guys, I forgot his name. He used to have money and he used to pretend that he had all this money, that he won all the weekend. I'm like, this guy's lying. Like, I could just tell that he just, Leon Nestek is saying that gambling is much more strict in Norway, though, so it's much safer too. Man, I'd love that. Yeah, I'd agree. Like, if you have a non-corrupt commission, which, Leon, we don't have that. Like I'm saying, Rivers Casino uses an off-site. This is an American-based company. American Casino, which is associated with Caesars, I believe, or the other. They're also associated with Churchill Downs and another major. Here, Leon, you wouldn't know these things, but how big they are. But with major, big money casinos and see, exactly, Leon. They're run by the government. In Canada, that's probably the case too. Like it's all, you're a socialist country, right? It's run by the government, right? So it's nationalized. Where here it isn't, right? So our bookie, where I place my bet, like I mentioned earlier, they work with a offshore company in fucking Estonia or wherever. They change. They could change every week. It could be fucking goddamn in Costa Rica this week. It could be wherever. And that's who you're making the bet with. So they absolve themselves of all responsibility. Like, go look at Rivers Casino. Look at, like, because you could go to the website too, betrivers.com. You could go into the sports book, go look into the terms of service, into their rules, and read that shit. It's like 200 pages, right? So I've read those 200 pages, and I've learned. I was like, damn, I have no rights. I have no. They could just you could place $1 million bet. And you could win that $1 million bet, and they could refuse it to you, and you're gonna have to sue them to get your money. Like, basically, it's at their will to pay you. No, it's at their will. They could say, oh, there was a discrepancy here, or they could. They're not going to, right? But, well, Leon, you're in a good country. That's why, like, you're a genuine first world country, and we supposedly are. And you have a good government, supposedly good government, but I'm certain the Norwegian government is ripping off people, because I know you guys are doing some dirty shit too, right? And your government sucks too. We all do. I'll rip people off. But if they're doing what it's designed to do, then hopefully they're helping out and they're, and I agree with it, it's safer. And that's all we want from our governments. That's what our government is supposed to do for us, is to make it safe for us to gamble, so to buy weed, to go to the doctor, to get an education, to drive down the street, right? That's the function. That's what they're supposed to do, Yeah. Well, hey, Leon, you guys it's Norway. It's the North Pole. That's where Santa Claus is from. Like everybody else in the world, when they think of Norway, they think, oh, Christmas. That's where Santa Claus is. Hey, but you enjoy those Christmas parties there in Norway. You're over there skating down the river. All right, I can finally take this thing off because it's fucking painful. Oh. Although I like the way it looks. I have to do that with my other stuff. I don't like wearing chains, which is sort of funny. Oh, like supposedly we have like parties where people do key bumps with coke, and the only way you know about key bumps with coke is if you do key bumps with coke. You do key bumps with coke, then you know about that shit, or orgies, and orgies I'd be down with. I'll never win a fight wearing that during my chat. You never know. Cold War, I don't fight. I don't have to fight. I'm an old man. And I know other people got other shit too, but dude, all right, Fashion Cold Wars. I remember when I first started training shooting weapons, pistols and guns and stuff like that. This is years ago. This old lady walks in. Big, fat bitch. Big, fat lady. Could barely walk. She's big. I mean, like, really big. Fat, ugly, smelly. She's just, I was like, damn, what the fuck's going on with this lady? She walks in. Just strolls on in, strolling. Very slow steps. Old lady, too. Old lady. Like, I'm almost like 70 years old. Walks into the gun range. Their earmuffs, looks around, and she has we have bags and tactical bags. I got one of my new tactical bags here. It's not my tactical. I'm gonna use this for work. Most guys bring this shit to the range. This old lady has that, old lady bag, right? So she has that fucking old lady bag. Let me not put that down there. Fucks up the Velcro, guys. Don't put the Velcro on your carpet. So she walks in there with like one of those old lady bags. Fucking starts pulling out the weapons. Fucking 357. God, she pulls out like 6 weapons out of this shopping bag. Like a shopping bag. Like I could show you the shopping bag almost. Like she had like those typical little shopping bags. Big one, but walks in, puts all, and then she fucking brings she pulls out a 357 Magnum. Right? She brings out this big old Ruger. Fucking, God, I was like, and then she shoots it. She's over there. I was like, holy fucking shit. And she's hitting targets. Big, fat, ugly woman. And I'm like, I don't know what she's training for. Who she's trying to kill. She's better, this time she's better than me. Like, she's far better shot than I am. And she's fucking killing shit. And I was like, that's why you don't fuck with people. Even that old lady. And who would want to rape her? Right? We don't even kill, you should kill rapists and murderers, but whatever. But this lady would kill anybody who would try to rape her or murder her. She will kill you. And do it effectively. Efficiently and viciously. Like, you think you have an advantage on her, she might on her fat, out of her titty, she'll whip out another little gun. Like, oh my God, this woman. And I'm sorry I mentioned that story, but I always mention this to people, that's how you know not to fuck with certain people. Don't fuck with people. Don't mess with people. They might be armed, you don't remember who you're messing with. And maybe you beat them up then, or don't mess with people. Leave them alone. Be nice. Be kind. Even online it's a little different story, but in person, be nice. Be nice to people. Ooh, that's hard to hear. I mean, we're starting to get that way too. You never know how that goes. But going back, yeah, that lady was pretty fucking cool. Seeing that lady fucking walk in with all those fucking weapons, and she pulled out that fucking Colt revolver, big giant 357. And she handled it no problem. I have a hard time handling that thing, and she was fucking putting spots on target, man. Walked out with the bag, strolled on out, man. Old lady, bro, big, fat, ugly woman. I was like, why are you training? Why are you, But hey, to each his own. But that put a big reminder. Don't assume shit. Don't assume shit. Don't assume that fat, ugly person ain't gonna beat your ass. Ain't gonna shoot you. Ain't gonna stab you. Doesn't know jujitsu. Maybe they kick your ass. You never know. You never know. Be nice to people, and you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to find out. Right? If you're cool, you're cool. You can walk anywhere you choose. Or like me, you have the gift of gab. You could talk yourself into a problem and out of one. And we're going to go here for a little bit more. Is there anything else we need to talk about this event? Is there any other angle that we haven't discussed? Think about that while I go and get another beer. That's all right. Fashion Cold Wars. You could mention it. As long as I am. Look, Buzz right there. I'm starting a new job on Monday, and it's gonna be hard, dude. I have to change my my shift and work schedule. That aspect's gonna be hard, but yeah, I'm starting a new work. Get the bed, Leon. Thank you for coming in. It's good to see you, bro. Appreciate you coming in the chat, participating, staying up with me. Hopefully someday we'll have some fish of some form, and Norway's on the bucket list too. Yeah, I worked for a big major retail company here in the States. Not a horrible job, man. You know what? That's the other thing, Leon, and you guys, and I think I mentioned this, and he's not here tonight. Like, these guys, I wasn't working for a long time during COVID. I lost my job like a lot of other people. Off my gambling like a lot of other people. I wasn't the only one. Gambling boomed during COVID. So I got a different job, a full-time, where I got full health, all the benefits, et cetera, et cetera. And so, it's nice to be able to, I'm going to be working hard, but what inspired me about the retail job was that I work around a lot of old women, and I'm impressed with myself that I was able to work with some old women, a lot of hot women, beautiful women all the time. It's pretty cool in retail, and do it well, and not fuck up and, you know, get pissed off. I did get pissed off at one woman who's not so hot and not so cool. Hard working woman, not so smart. I helped her out though. I think I taught her a lesson. Helped her potentially be successful in her career and get better at her work. But I got inspired because I worked around a lot of old women in this retail place, and those women work hard and diligent, right? So that inspired me. Leon, you're the old women charmer. I like old women. I'm not gonna. I'm pretty good at it. I'm sort of a woman charmer. Period. You know. I might be ugly, but like I said, I got the gift of gab. I'm not afraid like you guys. I'm not a wall hanger. You know, I could dance. You know, I don't mind singing here and there. You know, not like you guys. Oh yeah, the easiest thing to do is just say, you know, beyond hello. I always got along well with the elderly. Well, fast forward, the elderly where I work at, they could be a little bit bitchy because they're hard. They hardcore. You know, they're old school. They work hard. They want shit done right. They want it done the first time. They follow the rules. You know? Like, they follow the rules. They want shit done by procedure. And they're consistent. Every day, the same shit. They're consistent. They want it to be a certain way, the best way, good, every day. And that's where my head butts in because I'm a loophole guy. Like, if you show me, to me, there's no A to B. I just need to get to the end. So I'm different. They've earned bitchy. Yeah. Yeah, they have. They're bitchy. They're bitchy. But, you know, and they're like my mom or, you know, or some of their guys are assholes, right? Like, and they have to deal with their husbands and you're dealing with people's moms and you have to be very respectful. And again, going back to my main point is it's inspiring because even in this next job, right, where I'm going to be working with younger, more intelligent and capable people, it got me humbled and hungry that these women work and they work hard. These women have such a strong work ethic. And I already had that myself. And these women matched it. These old ladies, these old bitches fucking doing the work just as hard as me, which I'm not used to. I'm not used to that because I work with young guys that wouldn't do it, or even old people that wouldn't do it. But so that was what really was the biggest thing. Also getting back out in the public, dealing with people, dealing with different people, different nationalities. Very good experience. And back in the marketplace. And now I'm going to be in that same environment in a different context. And Cold Wars, I mentioned that. I'm going to be working at the airport. I don't want to give too much detail. That's why I had to erase my last videos because I mentioned the company name and they have objections to that. I don't want to talk about too much about it. And it's a good company, which is cool. And it can provide me with other opportunities to get into, you know, my main background, my Fashion Cold Wars, my background is primarily in sales, technical sales, as well as customer service, but I also have like a logistics background, as well as I've worked in action sports and as well as other sectors. I've done more work and other things, and I've worked for myself in the logistics business for quite some time. I've done so much, dude. I've had so many jobs. This is another job. I'm hoping this job ends up being not the end all, but more the gateway to another job, even in the airport industry, or because there's so much there. You know, I've worked in the restaurant industry. There's a lot there, bro. There's a lot of opportunities there for me. So I'm hoping that I could find something that I'm really good at, or that I'm intended to. But I like this potential company where I'm at right now. It's very, very good. All right. We're mentioning last things. I could stay out another half hour here. It says like speak, communicate well. Well, like I said, I was a salesman. Not that great. I'm not as good as Jesse on Fire. Oh, I don't care. Oh, Jesse on Fire. What's the time? It's time to get ill. What's the time? It's time to get ill. What's the time? Yeah, it's like 1:24 over here, Leon. The Beastie Boy time. No sleep till Brooklyn. Why is Leon still up? He's over there. Leon, why do you stay up so late and watch all this MMA stuff and listen to fat ass motherfuckers like me? I don't know why you do that shit. What's the time? It's time to get ill. Yeah, that's a big sad loss right there. That's why we don't see the Beastie Boys. Oh, my math. That's cool. I like that, Leon. I like being part of like the whatever the MMA community and shit like that. He's the Nordic King. He is the Nordic King. He's around. Leon's been around a long time, and I've seen him in like not just like he's out there like in the big chats too, and like me, you know, like we started out just participating and talking shit and not trolling. I call it trolling, but participating with other people, and I'm the same way. Like, you want to go political channel and talk shit? Who does that? Why would you do that? Like, go to stuff. I agree. Go to stuff you like. All right, here are things I like. Big things recently, guys. I'm a big Star Wars nerd, right? Big Star Wars guy. Big Marvel guy recently, the superhero stuff. Believe it or not, I like Minecraft. Yes, Minecraft. Not those other shooting games. I like Minecraft games. Like, I'm into that shit. Love the Minecraft stuff. Love cooking videos. I watch this guy in Azerbaijan who does the fire cooking. And Leon, he's in Germany. The other guy who does the cooking out in the open, the wood cooking. Oh my God. He's in Germany though. So he's like, okay, everybody calm down. But I like that as well. Like, those are some of my favorite. I spend a lot of time on YouTube watching those. I watch a lot of time watching this guy who makes the the Star Wars costumes out of foam and other materials. You know, I forget his channel, but fucking dude makes some incredible shit. Like, the guy with the lightsabers who does reviews of the lightsabers. I'm going to get a lightsaber, guys. The new job, I'm going to get one of those lightsabers. I'm going to get one. My favorite Star Wars character. Interesting. Oh, that guy in Azerbaijan. Yeah, he does like, he cooks in barrels. I love the way his tea. I want that tea thing he has where he puts the coals on top of the, you know, no, I'm not a Leon. I'm not a Han Solo guy. I'm not a Boba Fett guy. Even though now I like Boba Fett and the Mandalorian. I love the Mandalorian. I've been rewatching it, and even the Tale of Boba Fett. I've been rewatching that. I'm not a Han guy. I like the Bad Batch, so I like those guys. And I forgot the guy that was, I'm really into. I would have to say that my favorite character is Anakin in the cartoon series, right? Oh, dude, I'm a big Star Wars guy. I'm huge. He hates the Bad Batch. No, Anakin in that is really cool. You get a lot of insight into Anakin Skywalker in that. The Clone Wars, yes. Yeah, big Clone Wars fan. And I'm a big Star Wars fan. I mean, Star Trek fan. Like, there isn't a Star Wars there isn't uh there isn't there isn't a Star Trek episode or series that I haven't seen. Every single one. I've seen them all. Every episode. I've been watching Star Trek since the 1974. Since I was a little kid. My parents loved that I watched Star Trek. You know? I love Star Trek. I like Star Trek better than Star Wars, but Star Wars movies are better than Star Trek movies. Star Trek shows used to be great, but now, like, I think Marvel and the new Star Wars shows are catching up. He's got 2 words for dorks like me. Yeah. What's he saying here? The Expanse. I don't like The Expanse. I find it boring. I think the writing is unintelligible. I'd rather watch. I thought you were going to mention something like Farscape, or because I've seen all of Farscape. I've also seen all of Deep Space, not Deep Space Nine. Fucking, we're talking the Canadian show. I do not like The Expanse. Sorry. You've never seen Star Trek. There's so much Star Trek. Oh, I love Star Trek. Star Trek is the best. That dullness is where the acting comes in here. All right, Asphalt. He's like, how should he play that $50? All right, I would put 25 of that $50 on Comms App by TKO. And then I would put the other 25 on Leon Neshteg's parlay of Hernandez with the over 1.5 in because I think that's how good of a bet I think it is, because I'm still buzzed and I still remember it. I think I'm still all over that bet. And I liked it. Somebody mentioned something like that. I take that insight and I take that shit seriously, man. Somebody that fucking, hey, you mean it? I like that shit. I mean, you can keep that shit in your head. You gotta play that shit. The over 1.5 in Aljo and that minus 125. There you go. Asphalt. Place that, or place $50 on that. Place the 50 on that to win $40. Yeah. Half on one, 25 on one and 25 on the other. If you get a parlay that, and then do the, Asphalt, I have to listen to Joey. Yeah, I have to, the KO. You know what? I already, guys, I want to hate this shit, but we're going to leave it up. We haven't done anything illegal. I haven't shown shit. It's going to suck if Comsat doesn't get that KO, because I've made the biggest prop bet of my life, because I always have, my max prop bet has used to be $50, right? Even with the prop bet of Paul Craig, $50 is my max on a prop bet, right? I did great because I got a great number on it, right? I'm not going to try to tell these people, oh, I bet 100 on this prop bet. I don't do it. I bet 100 on the money line. I do a $50 prop bet is my max. So I've already exceeded that with Kamzat. Like, I'm already at $100 at Kamzat. Thankfully, most of that is at better money than what it is right now. But man, I could be fucked, right? What if he taps him out? What if it goes to decision, right? So, you have to, it's MMA, guys. Like people mention that shit. You never know how shit's gonna turn out. And I felt hurt. I felt hurt by losing so much last week. I was so invested into Santa Claus and to Matt Brown, and I was hammering it, and I told people to hammer it, and we're talking about this shit now, and like we're just with a couple guys right now, but other people watch, but they don't. And it hurts because when you tell people what to do and you're trying to give them advice on something, which I'm not necessarily always doing, but hey, we're talking about this shit. But you know, I'll tell people I'm tailing Leon. I'm telling that fucking Norwegian, go and fucking get some fish from him. You know? So no, I didn't say. Oh yeah, you told me. Yeah, okay. I thought you said I told you that Slava needed KO to win. Yeah, man. I thought he could do it. I thought Slava could do it. I was heavily on Slava. Man, that and Matt Brown were my killers. Those were the daggers. You know, 2 weeks ago, and they were all over my bets, bro. Leon, they were all over my bets. I had so many tickets on them. Matt Brown and him, they had so many tickets, and it hurt. It hurt because I'm over there with live betting, so I'm talking to other gamblers, and they're asking what my bets are, and I tell them, and they're like, okay, and then they tail me, and it sucks because I embarrassed myself last week. I was drunk too, so. But besides that, it was like so good. I almost wanted to talk about I had Molly McCann on the money line in parlays. She made me a lot of money. And I wanted to bet Molly by finish because I knew she could finish, and I didn't because Joey talked me out of it. He said, "Oh, no more prop bets." All the people I gamble with, they're like, because I'm a prop better. They already know I prop bet like crazy. They're like, "Roberto, too many prop bets. Stop your prop." You know, like I'm the bout better. I will bet every single bout, some outcome, whether it's 25, 50, 100, whatever it is. I will bet everything. Right? No, I had Molly she was in my Trixie, in multiple Trixies, Molly McCann. You know, how do you not bet Molly? Neon, you should watch the content over there. What I did, that was a while ago, but watch that content. I was all over Molly McCann. And man, she scared the shit out of me because she sucks. She sucks. She's so bad. But I almost want to go back to Star Trek. Yeah, I would agree with you, Fashion Cold. It was pretty much my, I would say like third best. It's up there in the top 5 of my return investments for betting. But yeah, guys, go check out Star Trek. I would say, you know, you could start off in Next Generation. Voyager's good. What's the best one? Next Generation's the best. But what do you guys think is the best Star Wars series? The newer ones or the movies? What do you guys like? I watch them all. I've been rewatching the newer ones. Leon thinks Star Wars is better than Star Trek. I don't agree with you there. Star Trek actually has better science. Right, Leon? Like Star Trek actually has better science fiction. Like the Disney Star Wars movies suck. Oh, Obi-Wan is going to be cool. That's going to be good. You know why? Because it has, what's his name? Like, the actors are so good. Like, in the acting and the writing matters. That's why, like, The Mandalorian is so good, is because it's the same dude that writes for, like, Marvel. What's his name? The guy who's Iron Man's little buddy, and who also wrote, like, gambling movies. He helped write, what was the fucking movie with Matt Damon? Not the gambling movie. Book of Boba Fett. Yeah. Boba Fett is okay, but Mandalorian is like one of the best. That is so cool. Like the music is good. It's like watching. He stole a lot from like the Western. So Fashion Culver says the Expanses were the science signs. You know, like I said, I watched like 2 seasons of it. Not down with it. You know. Yeah, Ewan McGregor, exactly. Wow, just Ewan McGregor. Like Hayden Christensen, I could care less, right? But Ewan McGregor was a great fucking Obi-Wan, and I think he's doing it like because Ewan McGregor is like a cool dude. That dude traveled across the world in a motorcycle. The guy's a really cool guy. A lot of those guys, they have to make another movie after they did that. So you didn't like the Mandalorian? Dude, the Mandalorian is so cool. The music, the lighting, but Leon, because Leon, I think Leon's is like you're in an ice desert, so you should appreciate maybe if they were on the Hoth system and in the snow, maybe you like it better. But I love the desert. Like Leon, I'm a big desert guy. Like and a Western guy. Like I love all of Clint Eastwood Westerns, and yeah, Mandalorian could bring you back in the stars for sure. Because now you figure out like, oh, what's going on here? What's going on there? They did such a good job of the Hoth system. John Favreau. Yes. Yeah, yes, exactly. Exactly. That guy was I would say he's very much like the other dude who made a Pulp Fiction with like this I forget his name right now, I'm buzzed. But Favreau is better. Favreau is a good producer, writer, very underrated director. John Favreau did a lot of those Iron Man movies. And I think he participated in all the Marvel Infinity Wars as well. Oh yeah, he's totally. I'd agree. My girlfriend likes now Star Wars because of Baby Yoda. She has it on her thing. She likes the Star Wars things. And going back to one of my favorite characters, guys, and you're gonna hate me, I love C-3PO. All right, I just said it. I said it. C-3PO. Love the guy. You think he's an idiot, but the dude knows what he's doing. They always shut him up. He's an anti-hero. C-3PO. That was one of my favorite. C-3PO is one of my favorite characters. He's one of my favorite characters. Sorry, I said it. Everybody disses him, but he became one of the most important characters in the whole shit. The guy knows what he's doing. And he was there from the beginning, right? He was there with everybody. And he helps people. So I'm a helpful person. He was a protocol droid as well as a servant. So he helps people, right? But yet, he retained like a lot of dangerous knowledge eventually. And then he was evil at one point. So it was interesting. Gotta have all the characters, bro. It's either that or R2-D2. I like, you can't choose a Stormtrooper. I like the Stormtroopers. They're my favorite character, the Stormtrooper. What are you talking about? Not a character. They're side people. That's like saying, they're like, oh, I like not the Jawa. I do like the Jawas though. And I like the way the Mandalorian made the Jawas into like, as well as the other one. No way. I believe it. Fact in Cold Wars. C-3PO was Caesar. I believe it. Well, Data from Star Trek had sex with a woman that I wish I would have sex with, and whatever. I don't want to talk about that stuff, but his dog's name is Maul. You know what? Then you have to watch the what was it? Not the Bad Batch, but like I love Maul in the cartoon version. Wow, dude, his story? Are you kidding me? Darth Maul's story is who's another story that's underrated is the robot, the General Grievous. Those are two of the best Star Wars evil stories. Clone Wars. Clone Wars. The Clone Wars, Darth Maul he becomes the end. He's the main character. Maul's one of the coolest stories in all of Star Wars, if not the coolest. Other than Anakin, he's the coolest story. Anakin has the coolest story. Darth Vader, to me, has the coolest story. And then Darth Maul has, and Grievous. Grievous has an incredible story. Dude, I could talk to you guys about this shit all fucking day. I could make another fucking channel about Star Wars. And there are plenty of guys that do it. Make a lot of money and they have a lot of views. Know a lot more than I do about it. But I love watching them. And I watch all those guys. Like, I watch those guys as much as I watch MMA. You know, I watch those guys like General Grievous. Man, that he comes from this warrior class society. And yeah, you can make a war Star Wars. A lot of people can. They're called virgins. But Grievous was a badass. And then when you see him, you know. Yeah, I mean, I still enjoy it. And it's amazing that now it's like legitimate and people like, I'm just amazed how in depth it becomes. And you know what? Those people are as dedicated, if not more. They're more dedicated than MMA people. They're bigger fans than us. They fucking love their Star Wars and their shit, right? So, you know, if I brought half as much passion as I have for my love of science fiction, surfing, skateboarding, and all these other things, and I put a little bit into my MMA or my artistic creation, it's going to be cool, you know? And even you guys, like whatever you guys, like we put as much thought as we put into our watching, Stargate. That's my other favorite. Stargate, I watch them all. Farscape, Stargate's a big favorite of mine. I'm a big Stargate person. If Star Wars people could be betting, they would be putting down major units. Yeah, they would. Credits. Those credits aren't good here. You know? Okay, he said favorite franchise outside of sci-fi or Marvel. I mean, my franchise favorite shows. Okay, all right. Fashion Cold Wars. I'm big into The Wire. The Wire is one of my all-time favorite shows and TV series. I like the Park Boys, or the Trailer Park Boys from Canada. What do you mean? I'm a skateboarder. I'll be skating. What am I talking about? Marvel is not horrible. Leon. You know what's not very good right now? Oh, Trailer Park Boys, right here. Got a heart, come on. Trailer Park Boys. Great show. You know, Trailer Park Boys is awesome. The Wire. The Wire is a fantastic show. You know, I like my Seinfeld, but The Wire, yeah. I don't know what people are talking about. The Wire is a fantastic show. I mean, I lived through MASH, right? I used to watch MASH as a kid, right? I used to watch MASH as a child. I used to watch, what was the other cop? Hill Street Blues. I used to want to watch, you love Dynasty. Dynasty? That's before your time. I know you kids don't remember this. Dynasty, I love Dynasty. Oh my God, what's her name right now? The English woman, dark-haired woman. I could look the way she talked to me in her accent and fucking nearly get a boner. But I'm too old to get a boner. Man, God, the way she sounds. Oh, what was her name? I love her. Dynasty. And no, I primarily watch sci-fi, guys. I watch some comedy. I've watched other things. Watched a bunch of other things online. I could continue talking about. I could talk about like Farscape. Stargate, Star Wars, Star Trek. I could talk about Dune. Talk about Dune forever. Any sci-fi, I could, stuff like that. I could talk about that shit. Oh yeah, what's her name? I know it. It's on the tip of my tongue. Not Danielle Steele. She's an author. Which I love those movies too. Yes, Linda. Oh God, it's close. And she was old too. But I love the what's the Danielle? Not the Danielle Steele. What's the vampire? Interview with the Vampire movie. I love that movie. No, not Linda Bonner. The latest show I've gotten really into. It's really more of those Marvel shows. I tried to get into some of the other ones. Like I watched part of the Vikings for a few seasons. I love Spartacus. Linda Cunningham. Yes, is that her? Not the blonde, the dark-haired woman. Oh, we have to figure it out, but I forget what name. But all right, I'm gonna have to get out of here soon. We can stream forever. I don't give a shit. All right, 2 more beers, people. Chernobyl's a very good. Not Linda Cartwright. No, she was the white woman. She was not the dark-haired woman. Chernobyl. I haven't watched Chernobyl. The shows, yeah, I haven't watched a lot of shows. There was another show I watched. I watched a few of them. I've watched a few of them. I'm very good at getting into a show for like one season. And if it's not great, I just can't watch it anymore. So, I don't watch it anymore. But I've watched a bunch of them. But I'm pretty well versed in all the Star Wars shit, all the Star Trek stuff, like everything of Star Trek and Stargate. Like like if anybody wants to send me money so I could own a F&N PS90. That's you, Leon Neshtag, because it comes from, where's it made? Where's F&N? The Netherlands. Chernobyl was good. I'll have to check that out. I will check those things out. Yeah, I'll look at those. I'll look at, I have Netflix but if anybody could, send me a donation that I could afford an FN PS90, I'd appreciate it, right? I'd appreciate it. Just saying. I'm gonna use the money. Yeah, I could buy a computer, I could buy a new TV, but I'm gonna buy a PS90. It's a wish. I want one. I'm gonna buy one. I'm gonna buy one soon. Trust me. I'm going to buy one soon. There are other things, like I have a water polo ball over here from Star Trek, and there are other things that I want. Other Star Trek shit. Star Wars things in one of those fancy lightsabers. They're really good nowadays, the lightsabers. What do you guys think of those things? I mean, they cost a few hundred up to $1,000, but they're like cool. Would you guys buy one? I mean, I'm gonna buy one. I don't like play shit like that, but they're doing really good. Oh yes, I saw the Bureau Fashion Wars. Yeah, the new lightsabers, man, they are making them good, man. They could change up. They have different sounds and Oh, Leon bought one. Yeah. Yeah, dude, they're fancy, man. They are. I really did the construction on them. And there's a waiting list on, like, I looked at the company. I was like, oh, I'm not getting that one for $1,000. I'd rather buy the one that's like 200 that's similar. But I know which one he's talking about. There's some fancy ones out there that have the nice stainless steel and like they look at the like, and there's a waiting list for those. People are buying the fucking shit out of them. See, our discussion now is going to piss off my girlfriend because what she wants is her jewelry. She wants that, you're supposed to buy her dinner. Like, we're talking the stuff for us. But no, I'm going to be, hey, babe, I'm not buying a gun. I'm buying a fucking lightsaber, okay? I'm buying the lightsaber. I'm taking my winnings and I'm buying a lightsaber. I'm not buying a gun. And she's going to get pissed. It's a toy. Why are you buying a toy? I'm like, you have jewelry. Why would I buy you jewelry when I could buy this beautiful lightsaber? And it goes back to what I'm saying. Like, buy something shit you like with your money. I have enough stuff with my money. I got enough stuff with my money. I wish I had more of it. I don't need enough stuff. I mean, I could help you guys buy nice shit. I know nice shit. I got great taste. Man, Asphalt. He said he got one for $140. Yeah. I mean, if it makes the good sounds and, but I'm into quality MMA Asphalt, you know what I mean? Like, I'm one of those dudes that like I showed you, I buy Ray-Bans, Even though I'm poor, I buy Ray-Bans. I got the Yeti, what else around me that has quality? Oh, my pool cue. I already showed my pool cue before, didn't I? My pool cue, here, sure. Because I have to be skateboarding. I used to skateboard. Still skateboard. We all know what's up with the skateboard. Like, this is a nice pool cue. It's custom. You know what I mean? Don't have to look fancy. It just has to be good quality. Oop, tapping shit. Fuck. Ow, ow. Fucking shit up. Look at the threads over here. Oh, god damn it. Buzzed. Alright, we're good. Look at the yellow, how old it is. But some craftsmanship. And this one is a Schuler. RC. Hemsteller. RC Hemsteller. See the points on that shit? RC. I got a couple scratches on it, probably from getting pissed off. I don't think I did that, but somebody did it or whatever. Still nice. Handmade. Good stainless steel fucking joint. A lot of guys use this, the synthetic joints now, I've seen. But still. Thankfully I'm not sorting stuff that, I ate Cold War. I don't mind that finish props. Right? Not Alex, but X-Sabers. I don't like that brand, but I think if you're gonna do the big three, MMA Asphalt, I like that if you're gonna risk it for the money. Actually, all of them are good. Or let's just throw a fucking here, we're going to do Ian Gary by finish. All these guys with the low finish lines. A couple of them. Michael Malott by finish. I'd like to bet on Hernandez. Or actually, I'd like to bet on Josh Friend, but I think I might do the Hernandez bet. But Friend by finish, or Hernandez by finish, minus 125. Wait, we're at 3 picks. We're at plus 369. All right, so, and then Kamzat and Alex TKO, and then Volkanovski by finish. Plus 140. Oh, there you go. And yeah, that's a good Hail Mary, long, four pick Hail Mary parlay. Ian Gary by finish, minus 110. Michael Malott, plus 115 by finish. Hernandez by finish, minus 125. And Alexander Volkanovski by finish, plus 140. You bet $10, you'll make $160. On the 4-play, I was looking at something like that in the 3-play, and I was including Kamzat finish line. Oop. Minus 225. Wow. Dude, you had that as a 5 pick. There you go. That's the Hail Mary right there. That's not a bad Hail Mary for $5 or $10. Man. $10 will win you $240 for a 5 pick. I'm not feeling it because I'm tired of doing those kinds of bets. I'd rather just put $50 on Malort by finish, or the $50 on Volk by finish, or the $50 on Ian Gary by finish, and leave Kamzat out of there. Like, we have plus money on the board. Why are we betting something else? It's funny. We're all like fucking Star Wars geeks. Yeah, that's okay. That's good. That's good. I'm glad I shared something else with somebody else. That's cool. I don't have any Star Wars stuff, though. I'm not really like a big poster, or I barely like even having the skateboards, even though I have them up. It's because I've consolidated myself somewhat, but I'm not really into that. I'm actually into art. Like, if Leon Neshtag or Fashion Cold Words, if you guys had art, like my boy Blood Money Bets, he's got his own art. Like, I'd like to have one of his paintings behind me. You know what I mean? I'm that kind of person. I'd rather have, like, real art around me than... Leon has a plus 2,000 parlay with Pichel, decision, Kamzat, KO, Torres money line, and Aljo over 3.5. Ooh, I don't like that one. I don't like that Aljo over. No, not at all. I don't like that at all. And even those plus 2,000 parlays, like, what are you doing? Even, like, why play that shit, bro? Leon, you know MMA enough. You're almost like me. You don't need to be the bow better. You're betting too much shit. Like, I bet too much. That's why I got so many tickets. I got so many tickets because I'm betting every fight, every method, trying to figure out all these. You're like, we're too smart for your own good. Like, you're thinking you're going to, and it does work. Don't get me wrong. That's why I'm even for my life. Like, I'm even, right? I'm even for my lifetime because I do those crazy. I'll do the same bet you're doing. I might throw a 20 at it. All right? It might save my night. But I've lost all these other bets in the meantime of that. And I think, Leon, we have to be more strategic. You've hit 5 of those plus 2,000 parlays. Good for you. In the last year, Shit. I haven't. Shit. I haven't. I've only hit like maybe 3 of those in the past couple of years. So you're doing better than me. You're doing better than me. You know, I mean, I admit you're doing better than me. I mean, I haven't done that. And I don't do those. I don't do those plus 2,000 parlays anymore, bro. Even for $10, I just don't. I might do one. Like everybody else, I do my one, Hail Mary, my punt or whatever with over-unders and everything else, and perfect parlay, which I've done. Like, I think we're there where it matters is like, so you've done the plus 2,000 parlay. I've had more than a plus 2,000 parlay. Like, my best bet is, out of my best bet, I bet $10 and made $1,600. That's my best bet ever for the past 3 years. $10 to make $1,600. Like, that was a perfect, all 9 bets, 9 leg, all everything, decisions, money line, to make, and that's hard, bro. And if you've made 5 of those better, I actually my odds were better than what yours are. And I've only made, Leon, you're doing better than I am. Good for you. Yeah, I've not done that. I can't claim that shit. I only got tickets for what I've done. My best bets from the past 3 years are like, I have a handful of them. Like 7 of them, 5 to 7 of them. $10 bets where I've made anywhere from, on a $10 bet, anywhere from, $1,700 to $700 at the lowest end. Like, and I'm happy with that. Are you kidding me? You make a $10 bet to make $700? It's awesome. $10 bet to make $1,000? Oh, incredible. And I've had I should have had more, and I could have, but my focus now is on the money line. And my focus is on the money line, guys. And parlays a little bit, but my focus is on the money line. And I hope my content, I hope reflects that. Right? Leon, I don't think my content, and right now we're talking and I'm buzzed and we're talking just gambling and betting. And it's different than what my content is, right? All right, guys. Hey, dude, it's fucking 2 a.m. I appreciate anybody hanging out. We're just hanging out. We're just talking shit. I appreciate everybody who came in. I appreciate you guys. We made a lot of points. People aren't going to listen to this stuff. Maybe if they watch whatever, they're going to do it, whatever. Yeah, Leon's talking about his stuff. Yeah, good night, MMA Asphalt. Yeah, I mean, my best bets were always on the money line, though, bro. Or a prop bet. Like, no, nobody's being boring. Nobody's being boring. Are you kidding me? I was going to be up and I'm going to be up. Shit. I'll go and watch some Star Wars in a little bit. I'll go watch some Star Trek as I'm going to bed. And I'm like you, Leon. I'd rather talk MMA. Exactly. I'd rather talk MMA, and I'll be here, and I don't like the live thing, bro. I'm not down with this shit. But I'm glad that, because I'd either be writing notes. I got notes over there. I don't want to go over there, Leon. I go over there and I'll be watching MMA fights for next week, which I don't think it's worthwhile. I'm going to avoid next week. I think this is our week, guys. We have to, let's make our money tomorrow. Or today. It's today, right? We have to make our money today. We have opportunities today. Let's focus in. We're going to get our sleep, right? What's the best Star Wars movie, Leon asks? The first, bro. What is it called now? New Hope? I watched that movie like so many times. You're crazy. Other people like the, you could argue Empire. No. The first is the best. It's the first. They introduce you to the music. You're wrong, Leon. Because the second one, Spaceballs is awesome. Spaceballs is so good. No, Fashion Cold Wars has a good point. Spaceballs is really good. The writer of this guy, Empire. No, Empire was good, very good. Pissing a bunch. Here's my point, guys. What did Leon do there? Empire is the best. The Empire. Empire is far, far. Yeah, I saw that, Neon. I see that. No, it isn't. Empire isn't because Leon. I don't know how old you are. I'm 53, 54. I don't care telling people my age. Like at that time, like I think was Star Trek before? No, or was it? I think it was after. It was about the same time. Yeah, it's only 20. Oh my God. You have no clue, bro. Like, so Leon, the time of Star Wars, my parents went to see Star Wars after we saw Star Wars like numerous times, and we went to a very historical place in Chicago that's non-existent. It became the Prada store or something like that over there on Oak Street. Very, very prominent part of our city. Like many theaters, like where I watch Kung Fu movies. My parents, I don't want to talk to you a little bit about all those stuff. That's another story for another time about movie theaters in Chicago where I watch Kung Fu movies and sci-fi and everything else. But we went to the theater and there was a line. Huge line to get in to see Star Wars. And after we saw it, my family still saw it. And I didn't have to ask my mom to buy me the Star Wars shit. Maybe, like she loved Star Wars. She liked it, like my parents liked it. They're Latino, they're Mexican, Puerto Rican people. They like Star Wars. They're like, this is cool, right? So, and that was the first Star Wars. The second Star Wars, they didn't like so much. the charm wore off, right? So Leon, we have to realize like what appeals, it appealed to their children, like me, but it didn't appeal to them, the second one. The first one got them. The second one, they were like, it was a little dark, whatever dark. They didn't like it as much. They still like their C-3PO. They still like their R2-D2. They like some of the other things, but, Terminator 2. Yeah, I don't want to get into that. I don't like much of the Terminator movies. I don't rewatch the Terminator movies. But going back to Star Wars, the original one, and why it's the best is because beyond it started the phenomenon. And it was the crossover movie. It established Star Trek was not successful as a movie. There are movies that you don't even know about, like The Black Hole. Even Alien. Alien was not. My parents watched Alien, but Alien was not successful, and it preceded Star Wars. I don't know right now. I'm going to be talking out of my ass. I love the whole Alien series, too. I love all my Ridley Scotts. I'm a big replicant, fucking Blade Runner person. Love all my Blade Runner. Alright, I'm starting to laugh and we're getting close to there. I said, we're close to the 3 beers. We're close to this beer. He would argue that makes it. But that doesn't matter. That the Empire is. We're talking about what was the most. The start was the start, right? Like the most influential has to be the best because it inspired everything else, right? And Fashion Cold Wars presents something else. The T2 became popular because T1 was so well done. Yes, the first one was no. The second one wasn't the most important. The first one was the most important, Leon. You got to get the fans in the doors first. You got to be buying the popcorn, drinking the sodas first, and then, you have a series and a success, right? And that's with anything, with any of these, and it was the best because it influenced people, it moved people, right, Leon? It didn't have to have the secondary nature of a like Lord of the Rings. You know why Lord of the Rings was a great movie and it was so successful beyond being beautiful? Was that it was meant to be sequels, right? Like there was no in the first story. It was not. It never stood by itself. Whereas, like, you could make that first Star Wars movie, great action little movie by itself, just like Raiders of the Lost Ark. That's why Steven, they're the same guys. Leon, we're two different generations. I could talk about this time, and I don't want to talk down to you for sure, Leon, because I don't know as well as I think I do about all these movies, but I know movies. No, not economically. Not at all. Not at all. You have to get people into the seats first, guys. You know what I mean? Like, look, did this guy's fucking karate movies get people into the seats? Attack of the Clones, other than Jar Jar Binks, is a beautiful movie. Are you kidding me? Do you look at I look at other stuff that you guys might not see. The set design, the fucking makeup, the costume, incredible. The fucking artistic layout of all the cities. I know what you guys are saying. Joey, we're talking Star Wars, man. Get your ass out of here. We ain't talking about no gay shit. We're on the geek shit. These guys want to know how much I know about Star Wars. And I'm trying to explain to them that the first Star Wars was the best Star Wars. The first one. It could, because it introduced you, it set the pace for the rest of the story. Right? It established the music. You didn't guys know John Adams before that. You didn't know the Death Star. You didn't know Darth Vader. Come on, guys. It's a no-brainer. And I think, like, fashion thing. Leon, all right. At your age, 20 years old, right? You're seeing that first movie, what, 30 years later, bro? Like 20? Come on, man. Like, that's why you don't want to watch Star Trek. Ah, you guys. Okay. Well, Leon, I'm a true sci-fi guy. And if you present a genuine other alternative, like, that's why you don't like Star Trek. Right? Like, I love Star Trek. I love the first Star Trek better than most modern Star Trek. And you have to go and do your own. I disagree. It's okay. We're happy to disagree. I don't think my argument's wrong. Right? Like, what is your favorite Western then? Josie Wales, or is it some other spaghetti Western? Maybe a John Western movie, or Shane. You remember Shane? No, we're not talking about Japanese Westerns. I got those too. Oh, I love The Good and Bad and Ugly. Exactly, you're watching a spaghetti Western. You like it because of the music, the angles, the filming, the writing. And Star Wars took all of that and made it into a movie too. And that's why you like the Mandalorian. But was The Good and Bad and Ugly the first one? Yeah, great soundtrack. I don't know if the Good and Bad and Ugly was the first one. Dude, how can you not like The Mandalorian? It's totally a ripoff of The Good and Bad and Ugly. It's a total ripoff of it. The Good and Bad and Ugly is The Mandalorian. It is the same thing. Same screenwriting. Guys. So guys, I need to, you know what out of this idea what I get? Is that I need to like make some kind of geeky MMA sci-fi shit, man. Like I need to make some other channel where we're doing this shit, man. I love this stuff. I love talking to you about this. I love the Mandalorian. Yes. Leon, they're not ripoffs. They're not remakes. Hey, we got to give people credit for writing, bro. We got to, come on, it's this dude. We got to give credit, and no, they're very well written. And it might seem corny, and that's why you don't like Star Trek. That's why Leon doesn't like Star Trek, is because, you got to like just take each episode as it comes, bro, and be happy with it. You know what I mean? Like now Marvel's making like full big money series out of like two seasons out of what? Bullshit. Star Trek had to do like 9 seasons, 10 seasons. What about Stargate? What about Farscape? What about those kinds of sci-fi things? Right? Look at the Fashion Cold Wars. He likes that other series. They're on like their 6th series right now. There's a fine line between homage and but you know what? You could remake shit. Leon, you cannot take Leon, here, I'm gonna sound smarter or an idiot. There's canon, and then there is everything else, right? Like, you could follow a certain script or another script, Leon, right? And we have that with all of Star Wars as well. And I don't like talking about that shit. Because to me, when I talk of canon, I talk of other shit. You want to talk about philosophy and history, like real history. Canon is supposed to be not about fiction. I'm sorry, I'm getting angry. It's not supposed to be canon in this discussion of what is canon and not canon, which we fail to understand is not supposed to deal with fiction. Right? Rey is well written. What are you talking about? But canon. It's all within canon. I didn't write this shit. It's already, dude, Leon, people like you that are older than you or younger than me wrote that shit. It's already there. It's already there. You can read the comics. Nah, you're good. We're good. We're talking about Star Wars. I think none of the Star Wars is bad. The Bad Batch. I'm still going back to the Bad Batch. I like them all. The one with Jezra. What's the one with Jezra? That's a really good one. I'm telling you. And Darth Maul. No, I can't go there. I'm already buzzed, Jojo. I don't know why you guys going in there, but I can't be. I'm buzzed, man. I got a few beers. I'm already in me. There's no need me to go to the casino. But what are the? I missed my point about my fucking sci-fi shit. Oh, in Rebels, Star Wars Rebels. We've mentioned this before. They're rouletting. They're rouletting. They're over there at the casino, guys. Be careful. I hate roulette. Oh no, no roulette. But the Darth Maul story in Rebels is one of the best stories in sci-fi. Period. And I'm gonna say that with ooh, that's a very good question there. Very good question. I'm gonna second that with Picard in Star Trek. And then third, Darth Vader and Anakin Skywalker in the. I love Maul. Maul is almost number one to me. Like, he's better to me. His story is better to me. What is Gorn? No. Maul is almost like Darth Vader in the same tale. I like Maul better because Maul had his brother, right? So he actively worked with family in an obvious way. And we didn't see that enough with Leia. Whatever. All right. That's for another. It's not for another channel. Thank God we're talking. I love that we say this. I didn't say sci-fi theory. Did I say that? I wouldn't say such a thing. I said canon. I would never say sci-fi theory. There's only sci-fi. There's only canon. There's only canon. There's only like what is in the material. And I've seen it all, dude. Guys, you two guys are still here. Yes. My two favorite guys. I could talk, dude, I'd rather talk about this almost than MMA. Like, I think I could talk about, I can. Buzz or not, I could stay here talking about Star Wars, Farscape, Stargate, fucking anything. All that.